Jackson inside. He's got that burst. He's down the left sideline.
Johnson, you're not catching him. He's going to the mall. That's the wildest touchdown with an Etch-a-Sketch run.
Moore is off to the races on the simple option. Wintrell Jackson. He will sprint 4-6. Going deep in the end zone. Touchdown.
Welcome in to Jeffco Ed TV, and you're looking at Fultondale, Alabama, home of the Wildcats, as tonight on Jeffco Ed TV, they will host the visiting Eagles from Center Point. Hello, welcome in. I'm Matt Coulter, and I'm going to walk you through the pregame. Then we'll bring Scott and Caleb on for the actual game along with Chris Osborne. So we've got a lot in store until we kick this baby off just a little bit after 7 o'clock. When you look at these two teams on paper and on the field, they're very similar. First of all, they're both 0-1. Lopsided losses last week. They're both very much like basement up. They are rebuilding. They also have new coaches, first-year head coaches for both sides of the field, and they are both starting freshman quarterback. And I think you know what that means, a lot of excitement and unpredictability here in Fultondale. Let's catch up with Fultondale and talk with their head coach. And he's, of course, a first-year head coach, and that's Coach Hogan. And Chris Osborne was able to run him down just a few minutes ago.
Chris Osborne here on the sideline for Jeffco Ed TV. We got a great matchup tonight, Center Point and Fultondale. And joining me now is head coach for Fultondale, Coach Jake Hogan. So, Coach, welcome to the show. Tell us what you got in store for tonight.
Thank you, man. Looking forward to a little bounce back week. Our guys are ready to get back on the field and hopefully redeem a tough loss last week.
So you got a young team, but you're expecting big things out of them. You mentioned earlier when we talked about growing up.
Yeah, we want to. The message all week was the difference in growing up and growing old. You know, tomorrow's coming, whether we want it to or not. And the fact of the matter is have we learned what we needed to from last week to be a better football team today? I think we have. We've had a much better week of preparation, and hopefully it'll translate to a better performance.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. All right, guys, back to you.
Thank you, gentlemen. He's got a great resume, as Coach Hogan is. He was at Hoover the last years as a running game coordinator. Before that, he was at Pinson Valley as a coordinator as well. So we'll be looking for big things on the Wildcat sideline. Take a look at the bands. They're going to be playing the national anthem here in just a few minutes before kickoff. Bands will be hosted and conducted by a very, very special guest, Mr. Mike Gillespie. He has been the Fultondale band director for 30 years. That is one dedicated life. Hey, let's step away from football for just a minute, because fall doesn't just mean football, it also means wrestling. And that doesn't just mean boys wrestling. It means girls wrestling as well.
Meet Madison Fuller. This Fultondale High School student wears many hats. She's an office aide, student trainer, pageant queen, and multi-sport athlete. As for her favorite sport, the one she began in 9th grade and unexpectedly developed a deep passion for.
Honestly, I did it as a joke. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go in here, just play around. But I kind of liked it. So then I started going to practice more, taking it more serious.
Madison says she fell in love with the sport and during sectionals of her junior year realized she wanted her wrestling career to continue.
I'm thinking about going to Huntington College to wrestle there.
And as her senior season approaches,
A scholarship to wrestle at a college. That's my main goal. And to help younger kids that was doing it like me when I was young.
Inspiring others in the sport she's grown to love and loves to see growing. Madison tells me she's noticed a big increase in the number of girls participating in the sport since she first started as a 9th grader.
It took me back. I was like, whew, that's really big. It grown so much. Even though our girls team is like pretty small, we go against schools that got like 50 plus girls.
A competitive group that Madison doesn't shy away from. She thrives on the mat, placing 2nd in state last season, a major accomplishment she's hoping to top this time around.
Last year at state, I kind of fell short. I got 2nd, that hurt my soul. It hurt my soul, but I just know I worked for it. I worked to get that far, so that's an accomplishment in my books.
One that's built over time, during every practice and at each match.
I wrestle every match like it's a state match. I have to win, take the gold.
Nice job, Emma. Very much appreciate that. Here's some of the games that have been played and will be played tonight. Last night, Minor beat Paul Bryant 27-3. Then you got Gardendale, Pinson Valley. Ramsey is at Clay Chalkville. Leeds at Shays Valley. The Yellow Jackets will be taking on the Huskies down in Helena. Oak Grove is at Hayden. Corner at Dora. That is a battle. That is a big Jefferson County Northwest battle. Last night, Pleasant Grove was scheduled to take on Carver of Birmingham, but due to circumstances very much beyond their control, that game was not just postponed, it was canceled. So, and by the way, Hueytown was off. Hey, let's take a look at some of the young students that are currently preparing themselves for cheerleading at the high school level.
For the blue, for the white, get down and fight, fight, fight.
So we created the Eagle List because we wanted to give our girls here at the elementary school something to look forward to. They don't really get to cheer again until they get to middle school or the high school because the intermediate also doesn't have a cheer team. We wanted to give them a reason to feel like they can be accountable for themselves. Like, hey, I'm a leader, I have to be accountable. So we definitely wanted to make sure they enjoyed coming to school and had a reason to want to be here.
We performed at Centerpoint High School, Irwin Middle School. We performed here and we performed in some parades.
What I enjoy most is just watching the girls bond and build a sisterhood and just watch them grow throughout the season from where they started to where they are. Watch their confidence build up.
Like if you're an Eagle, you have to have the spirit to be one. If you don't have the spirit to be an Eagle, you cannot be an Eagle.
Maya Thompson put that piece together, and very, very well done. Coach Dremel King, his first year at Centerpoint. He, too, has an impressive resume. He went to a couple of programs that hadn't reached the playoffs in many, many years. Just a few years ago, he did so at Greensboro. And then more recently, he put West Blockton in postseason play, not once, but twice. He's also played a lot of football. He played at Central High School over in Tuscaloosa. In addition to that, he went on to Mississippi State, and then he played some Arena League and some pro football as well. So let's catch up with Coach King with Chris Osborne.
All right, we're on the other side of the field. We've got Centerpoint head coach Dremel King. Coach, first year, looks like your team's fired up.
Yes, sir. We're ready to play. We got a bad taste in our mouth from last week. We're going to come out and play a little bit faster, play a little bit together. Second game of the year, new program, new everything. So glad to be able to get out here another Friday.
Coach, what were some of the things that you took away from last week that you guys worked on during the week and you hope to see this week?
Well, we had a lot of guys that didn't have a lot of game experience, and then a lot of guys that went down due to Franklin, due to other reasons. So to be able to gain that one game of experience, that's another week of practice, another week of rep. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing, making sure that our guys are ready to play this week.
All right, Coach, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for joining us on Jeffco Ed TV. Back to you guys upstairs.
Hey, we're just a few moments away from kickoff. Appreciate you joining us here on Jeffco Ed TV. Another note on Coach King. I went to one of my colleagues over in the Tuscaloosa area. He says there's one thing you will get out of Coach King's teams, and that is they're going to knock the taste out of your mouth. All right, we got to do some barbering here. Yes, in high school, they now teach barbering. It's an incredible situation when you think back to my day where they taught auto shop, maybe some wood carving or something like this. But this is exciting stuff, and football players are participating as well.
So something I like to do to make sure that the students are having fun and to keep them engaged, our first thing and our first priority is safety. So they learn safety. So today they had their balloon challenges. You can see balloons are everywhere.
we use the balloons. It's the closest thing to skin. So when we put that shaving cream on our customer, which is our balloon today, we put our shaving cream on our customer, we put it in what type of motion? Circular. So they practice with the strength of their hands, using those straight razors, and also with the balloon, it gives them that illusion of that elasticity of texture of skin. So if they somehow go in at the wrong time or the wrong point, they can pop that balloon. And to see them pop that balloon is hilarious. They're like, oh my God. We see shaving cream go everywhere.
There's another look. As I told you earlier, the bands will play together, Centerpoint and Fultondale, our national anthem. Right now, they're just getting warmed up. More to come from the bands and more to come here on Jeffco Ed TV. Matt Coulter's going to head to the Centerpoint sideline, and we're going to make room for Scott Griffin and Caleb Turntine. That's all coming up on Jeffco Ed TV.
Are you ready for a fun-filled journey through some of your favorite stories? Join us with Jeff Coed's Storybook Adventures. From the inspiring Let the Children March, highlighting Black History Month, to the heartwarming friendship between Maddie and Sophia in Maddie's Fridge, and the spooky thrills of Jasper the Rabbit and Creepy Carrots. There's something for everyone. Dive into the magic of reading with us. Perfect for pre-K through 3rd grade adventures. These stories are read by members of your very own Jeff Coed family. You can tune in right here on Jeff Coed TV or our social media.
All right, and a great anthem there by the Fultondale Band. And again, conducted by special guest Mike Gillespie. He was a Fultondale Band director for nearly 30 years. So congratulations to him for coming back and being right there for the national anthem. Scott Griffin here, along with Caleb Turntine and our amazing crew for a good one tonight. Now, both teams are 0-1, but I think it's good, Caleb, because both teams need to win. They need to get that momentum started and just feel good about themselves in the program with brand new coaches.
Yes, I think that's a big part of it. And 0-1, you look at the scores from last week, and it's worse than maybe it feels in the locker room. Both coaches wish that they had better performances, obviously. But those are two good teams, and they both played up a classification as well. So it's nothing to hang your head on is just one loss to open the season like that. And a big opportunity for both teams to bounce back tonight.
No doubt about it. And both teams coming in again with head coaches. Jake Hogan takes over for Fultondale. You heard Matt go over all that. And then Dramel King coming here to Centerpoint. The difference is Fultondale has kind of had losing ways. Centerpoint has had 4 straight playoff wins, but they had 22 seniors last year. So I guess kind of similar positions maybe?
A little bit. I think Centerpoint probably hopes that it's not similar positions, right? They hope that they can still take advantage of the momentum that George Bates had, and built over this program for 7 seasons. But I will say that first game, we can talk about one loss not drowning you down. George Bates never lost a home game by 32 points like they did last week. That was in 7 years. They did it the first game he was gone. So, yeah, certainly they need something positive to happen tonight.
All right, we got the captains out there for Centerpoint and Fultondale. Fultondale looks like they're going to go with Ross Christie, who's a quarterback and an outside linebacker. And then also number 52, Cade Gallegos. And then number 11, LaQuinton Patton. For Centerpoint, as we get ready for their particular players to go out there. And I'm going down. Justin Lomax will be one of the captains. Also, Damon Canty. And then Jaden Moore is the other captain, as we'll have what the referee says to the captains right now at midfield.
Number 52.
Anybody else got any chains on? All right. You gonna be home team, you visit the team, okay? All right. Sports trip all night long, okay? Y'all talk to y'all team, y'all talk to y'all team, okay? You want to visit it. What would you like, heads or tails? Tails. All right. What is it? All right, what you want to do? Defer. You want to defer. I assume you would like to receive the ball. Okay. Which end do you want to kick from? Y'all kick that way? Okay, swing around that side, and y'all come over here with me on this side, face that way. Yes, sir.
So Centerpoint will kick it away, and Fultondale will receive. On the right end, Centerpoint will be on the left end as we start this game. Fultondale in all the blue. Monochromatic look. A lot of teams obviously do that. Blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants with the orange numerals, and Centerpoint will be in the red helmets with the white jerseys, red numerals, white pants, and the red piping on there. I did notice we have a female official on the crew, one of 5, Caleb, out of the 80-plus or so in the Jefferson County area. So
we've had a few stories already from the official side of things. We had a good one last week with someone who played under Bear Bryant, and I don't know if you saw what happened in Sylacauga as well. That official who had to perform CPR on a fellow official on the field, and they credited him with saving his life. So early on, we're just a couple weeks in, and a lot of stories with officials in the headlines for good reasons. So you went through the captains earlier. I wanted to talk briefly about Ross Christie. He looked like a guy who was towering over the other captains, really for both teams. He plays for Fultondale. Football is not his number one sport, just a freshman. He is one of the biggest baseball recruits in the state as just a freshman, which means he's class of 2029. You'll certainly hear his name maybe from the baseball diamond, but he is an all-around athlete, and you're going to see him play several different positions for Fultondale. That's going to be a name that you hear a lot from us said is Ross Christie.
Yeah, he can play everywhere, as you said, starter, linebacker, he's a backup quarterback, but you said you noticed perhaps someone that's not on our roster, number 24, taking snaps, but certainly he will not start over Anthony Autry, the freshman who will get the first snap when the Eagles get the football.
On the returning team for the Fultondale
So,
Wildcats, number 3, George Lewis.
Caleb Parker, though, will be the one that gets those for Fultondale when we're getting ready here as the teams come back off the field. And we'll be very close to kickoff here. Unlike last week, we don't have a deluge of rain, so we're very thankful for that for sure. And not bad football weather. Still a little warm. But
it's the hottest night of the week. I would have liked to play football maybe Tuesday night when it was in the 60s. But this isn't bad, and we'll, like I said, without an hour-long rain and lightning delay, we'll certainly take this. On August game day, if you told me that this would be our weather, I would take it. I would take it every time. Nothing hotter than this. We don't need that Alabama August heat to creep into football season.
No doubt about it. So, heading back for the Wildcats will be number 3 and number 12 as they head back there for Fultondale. Gomez will be the kicker. And we're about ready to kick it off.
If you see 99 on a kicker, who's the first name you think of? Or rather, the first family you think
Sebastian.
of? Oh, there you go. I was thinking the Tiffins.
Who are you thinking of?
The Tiffins.
Tiffins, too, yes.
There you go.
Janikowski was, right? Or
it's
no?
a good 99 number. I believe so, yeah.
I may be wrong, but yeah, it's a good number.
It's a good kicker number.
Absolutely. One of the largest kickers you will see, by the way. I think he plays some other positions.
He wants to lay a hit.
But there's the kick, and it is fielded at the 15. Great return, 30, 35 on the outside. Just tripped up and did a pirouette. Beautiful return on special teams, and he's not in our top special teamers. Cortez Polknight is the guy that returned it for, that's center point. I'm sorry, for Fultondale.
I believe that was Deshaun Young.
You're right,
senior.
Deshaun Young. I was calling the center point 12.
One of the few seniors that we'll see on either team tonight. Two very young teams. But Fultondale does have some seniors that will help out their freshman quarterback, freshman offensive line. You will have some freshman, sophomore making plays, but Deshaun Young, he gets his hand on the ball any time. He chances are he'll be running a long way, so a great start for Fultondale.
So Caleb Parker, the quarterback, he throws a little fade, but there's a lot of fighting there on that end. And Cameron White in coverage as he was out there on Ronald Hill Jr.
An interesting play call to start a drive. I mean, for the most part, you're thinking something is scripted. They might have seen something in film that they thought they could go after that cornerback, and he stood strong. He fought him right at the line of scrimmage, did not let him get loose. The throw sailed over everybody there.
Trying to exploit that size advantage. Cameron White only 5'8", but he tied him up pretty good. So just underway here at Fultondale. Beautiful stadium. Handoff inside. George Lewis, he's working the right side. He might get a yard or two. Awfully deep when they handed the ball off to him out of that spread offensive formation because he ran a long way and only got one.
Yeah, and it looked like he was a little slow getting going. Obviously, some patience is good to have, but you also want to see a little bit of explosiveness this early in the game.
So it's 3rd down and 8. Parker, the quarterback. Lewis in the backfield, eludes one. Tucks it, runs it, stuck down there. Nice hit coming up, Justin Lomax, the junior free safety, with a great tackle on Lomax.
Yeah, that looked like a freshman, I want to say, in headlights, the way that he didn't freeze. He tried to get around him, but the defender took a really good angle there. Wasn't going to let him get to the edge, had the speed to do it. Once he had him in his sights, I don't think he was ever going to be able to get around him there. That's a great tackle.
Jose Mota Valdivinos is the kicker for Fultondale. He's got some big protectors back there for himself. Back to return for center point, Justin Lomax, who just made that big hit. Let's see what happens. Oh, boy. He dropped the ball. Valdivinos dropped the ball, and center point's falling on. Doesn't matter, as they'll take over possession at the 27-yard line. I didn't think it was a bad snap. A little high, but
it floated a little bit on him, and I think that's what made it a struggle. And obviously, part of long snapping isn't just getting it there; it's getting it there quick. Because even if he caught that cleanly, there was a lot of people in the backfield already. That play looked a little doomed from the snap. But yeah, you got to catch that cleanly at the very least to be able to try to get a punt off. Great start for Center Point. After that big kick return, a 3-and-out, and then a big loss on 4th down, the attempted punt. So Center Point with great field position now.
So here come the Eagles with their quarterback Antonio Autry. There's a bad snap. Sails over his head. Everybody chasing it. Autry lands on it, but he'll be at the 46-yard line. So they'll lose, about 29 yards on that snap, right?
I will say, we talked about both teams having starting quarterbacks, or freshmen at starting quarterback, right? They both also have freshmen starting at center.
Which is a problem. That's right.
You know, 3 years from now, that's great. You might have two guys that play together for 3 years, but you might see a couple of these snaps like that in this game.
Right, and you may have cadence problems, all kind of stuff. Picking up a lot of that back, about 6 yards of that is
Xavier Cable has been brought down by number 2.
Xavier Cable, the junior. Their backs aren't big, but they're very speedy. So it's 3rd down and about 20. So it's field position game here, I think, for Jamel King and the offensive staff.
You needed a positive play there, and they got it. So you never know what you can get once you get 3rd and long, and being in 4-down territory as well if you get close enough.
Autry looking, throwing. He's got a man wide open, but he didn't keep his feet. He found Justin Fagans, the senior, who's 6'4", but it just was errant enough that he had to go down to the ground to get it. But it does make it 4th and 3, and I would think that's a go for it.
That's the point of once you get in that 2nd and very, very long, you have to think that, hey, get a couple of gains here at a time, and this being at the 30-yard line, I mean, you're probably going to go for this no matter what the distance is. 4th and 13, but it is something that looks like
Excuse me,
it is 13.
Right. I said 3. There's a long pass. He got behind the defender, touchdown.
Well,
how about that? No, did he drop it? No, they called it a touchdown. Autry finds his man, and I think that was, let's see, we got a hold. No, they say it was a catch. They're confirming now.
Wow.
Dontarius Acuff with the catch. We'll have to take a look at that in slow motion and see what we got here, because you thought it was through the wicket.
I think that's a great play by the defensive back. That's incomplete. I think that is an easy incomplete there. They only had one ref back in the end zone to call it. 2 refs went over to talk to him. He confirmed. He signaled catch, and he confirmed touchdown from his view. And I got to say, I'm surprised by that. But, hey, first touchdown of the season for Center Point.
It didn't look like he had possession very long, if he had possession at all, on that one. Kick is up on the extra point, and it is good. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break. 7-0 Center Point. You're watching Jeffco Ed TV.
I'm Jamel King, head football coach at Center Point High School. CP is the place to be. We are Jeff Co-Ed Strong.
Fultondale, Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine, Chris Osborne, Matt Coulter here for you. And Center Point on top 7-0 as we get ready for another kickoff here.
Got to say, there's a little bit of fire on Fultondale's sideline. I mean, you have a bad snap, and the defense ends up allowing 2nd and 31 or 37 to end up being converted. Obviously, a long touchdown pass that they're not going to be happy with the call. But that's That's a big-time moment for the Fultondale defense, and they didn't stand up to the first test once they got him behind the sticks.
George Lewis and Jaden Grayson McLean are back for the Wildcats, as Center Point is enjoying a 7-0 early lead here. 8:15 to go in the first quarter. Short kick, and it bounces, and Lewis picks it up. Still got running room, still on his feet. 35-40, makes a man miss with a stutter step, and just fell to the 48. So Fultondale's offense, as anemic as it has looked early, their kickoff return game has been pretty good.
Yeah, and it looks – I've been impressed. You can be jittery, especially on opening kickoffs. You're just trying to get as quickly as possible. These guys have been following blocks. They've been slowly, waited for that to bounce, didn't panic, caught it, looked up, found his seam, and had another big return. That's really good special teams right there.
So Caleb Parker, the freshman, comes out again, number 9. He's flanked by George Lewis. 4 wide receiver set, 3 up top. Finds his man in the inner slot, and a swarm of Eagles are there to tackle Travis Jackson Jr., and he'll get about 4 yards.
He's got to feel good about getting a completion early, especially after that first possession, throw something short. They obviously want to get the ball out of his hands very quickly from that first pass attempt that went out of bounds to that one. They're looking, making sure that he is not taking on a lot of pressure.
Wildcats taking their time. Play clock at 23, so they got plenty of time there. 2nd down and 7. Football at the 46 of Center Point. Good snap. The hand to Lewis, but he is knocked down immediately right there by the linebacker, or actually defensive end Christian May, firing down from his end spot to take out Lewis.
Yeah, I got to say, Demario Wells, number 17, also had a great play on that. He read the snap, timed it well. He didn't actually get the tackle, but it felt like he was the first in the backfield and helped blow that play up from the start.
Eagles are not very big defensively, as you know, Caleb, but they are very fast.
They are, and they're young and fast too.
3rd down, and we'll call it 8. This time it's a keeper and very close to a first down, as Ross Christie, who's normally a starting linebacker but a great runner, flags are down, so we'll see what that's about. He's very close to a first down.
There's a big run from Christie and a good read. I think that's why when you see him listed as a backup quarterback, that's the kind of plays you're going to see him. He's going to take snaps, maybe do some Wildcat-style formations. Don't be surprised if he throws the ball one day.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both. And Jake Hogan does not like that, as he wants his team to continue to keep poise. He was pretty animated on the sideline. 4th down and 2.
Yeah, it looked like a play that there was probably a few things he could have been mad about. I think the spot was maybe a little short, favorable for Center Point at the very least. Then a play that he thought he might have gotten the 15 yards, then his players reacted.
Christie's still in. This time they hand to Lewis. He bounces on the outside, still going down the sideline. Great in cut. Stays to the outside and gets down to the 10-yard line. So about a 1-yard run for Lewis.
Yeah, you can see him in the backfield there. Kind of a good view there because it looked like what Center Point's defense was seeing. You couldn't really find him in the backfield, and suddenly he bounced to the outside and running down the sideline. Center Point did a good job of staying with him to be able to track him down before the end zone. But a big gain and a 4th down conversion gets him into the red zone.
Great run by Lewis and a nice read by Christie, who, again, is just the backup quarterback. He's still in as the offense starting to move a little bit. Officials timeout here. And we've got a heat timeout coming up. Let's get the starting lineups for both teams right here.
Antonio Archery, quarterback. Xavier Kabir, running back. Dante Zakoff, receiver.
Justin Fig, wide receiver.
Cameron Cunningham, star.
Jonathan Hall, center.
Jalen Rainey, offensive line.
Gabriel Chapman, right guard. Kazal Spates, right tackle.
Braylon Bruno, tight end.
Jeremiah Hatcher, right guard.
Kevin Cowan, defensive tackle.
Kennedy Rice, defensive end.
Christian May, defensive end.
Mario Woods, middle linebacker.
Morley Coleman, star.
Cameron White, cornerback.
Damon Catchy, wide receiver and cornerback.
Justin Lomax, free safety.
Cortez Ponitz, DB.
Jonathan Gomez, kicker.
Jamel King, head football coach, Center Point High School. Go Eagles.
Jermel King, of course, coming up from West Blockton, as we said. And now we have a timeout. Center Point calls a timeout. We'll take a quick break, come back with more. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Welcome, my name is Adrian Pryor, and I'm the principal here at Fultondale High School, where it's a great day to be a Wildcat. Go Wildcats. Fultondale High School is Jeff Coed strong.
Welcome back to Fultondale. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine here. And the Wildcats, Christie still in the quarterback. Ball fake, rolling left, firing, got a man, touchdown. He found his big receiver out there, Ronald Hill Jr., all alone. So Christie comes in and sparks him with the run game. Really playing well for a backup quarterback, making all the reads and a nice throw.
Yeah, that changed when he came in the game to take the snaps, and that's part of it. You can see him here rolling, and I'm over here up here in the booth like pointing to this guy wide open in the end zone, thinking that he's not going to see him. A lot of guys will come in that backup role and want to run. He found him in the back of the end zone, made the simple throw, didn't panic, gave him plenty of time, and way to get open. That's a big answer for Fultondale after what happened on the other end of the field.
So Hill with the touchdown, and there's the extra point. It is up, and it's good. 7-all as we are tied at 7 here with 5:36 to go in the first quarter. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Fultondale now.
Caleb Parker, quarterback.
George Lewis, running back. Kamarion White, linebacker, tight end.
Jaden Gaston, wide receiver, cornerback.
Travis Jackson Jr., receiver.
Elon Fletcher, center.
Kay Gallegos, right guard.
Taylor Hill, offensive guard.
Justin Allen, left tackle.
Brian Broadman, right tackle.
Cedric Pearson, defensive tackle, offensive guard. LaQuinta Patton, defensive lineman. Dwayne Alcorn, DN.
Miles Fuller,
linebacker.
Ross Christie, quarterback. Jalen Roscoe, cornerback. Jacob Pearson, cornerback. Wayne Nelson, safety.
Jake Hogan, head football coach, Fultondale High School. Welcome to tonight's game. Go Wildcats.
And Fultondale kicks it off out of Vinos there. It is fielded at the 17. Here come the Eagles breaking inside, and a nice return there. Xavier Cable brings the kick back, and we'll give him
White.
About 23 yards on that return.
Going to be first and 10 for the Eagles on the 40-yard line.
Good look at the Fultondale Wildcat there. So 7 all. And you take a look at the size of the Fultondale Wildcats defensive front as opposed to what you see with Center Point over there. And, of course, they're led by the right tackle, Keziah Spates at 6'6", 285. And could be a daunting task for the Wildcats defensively. And ripping off one right there is Xavier Cable, who's gotten about 20 in a heartbeat.
When you talk about the offensive line, we talked about a freshman quarterback and a freshman center. But they have 3 seniors on the offensive line as well. And that's going to go a long way in helping the quarterback, helping the freshman center when you have that mistake that they had on the very first snap of the night to be able to respond the way they have.
First and 10, high snap. They hand to Cable again. Gets on the outside. He's thrown out of bounds now after about a 3-yard gain. Over there defending. Rodriguez King. Cameron White over there as well. Second down and about 7.
Cameron White's another guy that you'll see a lot everywhere on Fultondale. I think he caught a pass earlier, the first completed pass on the last drive for Fultondale. Play a lot of linebackers, some on the defensive line as well.
Autry taking his time again. He's a freshman. Another high snap. Whistle blowing that dead. They have a false start on the Eagles. So they'll back up 5. It'll be second down and 13.
A little bit of a fortunate false start there.
Yeah. They've had some high snaps today, and again, you pointed out freshman centers, and everybody gets in the spread, right? So you're taking your chances.
And Ross Christie was the one who picked up that ball, too, in the backfield. So chances are no one was catching him once he picked that ball up.
Great night for football here. We're glad you're with us here on Jeffco Ed TV. Second down, a long 12. Autry this time gets it, floats it. They got a nice blocking scheme out there and a first down on that. They got about 14 yards. Darius Akoff, Justin Fagans, I should say, the senior, who can really run when he gets it.
Yeah, that is a great play call there again. They had him behind the sticks. They had second and 12, it looked like, second and 13, and a big play to make it a much more manageable third down. Again, even if you don't get that many yards as they got, it's about picking it up in increments. And Center Point's play calling, they've done a good job of capitalizing after some of these bad snaps.
Autry hands the Cable, who's so fast. Great cut, dancing, and got out to the 24-yard line. So a 7-yard run there for Cable. He's just hard to get. He's only 155 pounds.
After that 19-yard loss on that bad snap on their first play, they've had a positive yard play every single
time.
play, except for the 5-yard false start, and that didn't even send them back too much.
Cable on the outside, and he'll get about 3 yards. Let's throw it down to Chris Osborne. Chris.
Guys, if you're down here on the field level, just looking at the size difference in the trenches, Center Point has some real hosses on the front of that line, and they are manhandling Fultondale. But, Fultondale's kind of quick, and they're doing the best they can, but definitely a size difference in the trenches. Back to you guys.
No doubt. Spates right there on that right tackle side. We talked about 6'6", 285, and he just looks different. Not that Jalen Rainey at 6'3", 280 on the other tackle is tiny. They got some good ones. Oh, ball is on the ground. Cable picked it up and gets swarmed under. Pretty much, they may give him a yard actually, right?
Yeah,
on that. That's amazing to even get a yard.
It looked like it was more kicked forward than anything else.
Yeah.
Just kind of fell forward. I think it was down, too, when he picked it up as he was on the ground.
Yeah, a lot of Wildcats around the ball. And, again, led by Mr. White. Third down, about 7. Split receivers. This time the backup, Devon Canty, freshman running back, is in there. Autry looking, was trying. He looked like he wanted to go to Canty, but the whistle was played dead.
That's going to be a false start against center point.
False start, center point. Their second of the game.
Canty is one of the few guys on this center point offense, especially that we actually watched play last year. He actually got some playing time in the game last year. He was probably their second string running back behind Ferguson. So he's a guy that they want to get involved heavily, even though he might play a lot of defensive back. They want him involved on offense.
Autry, empty backfield. Rush sidesteps that, throws it in the ground. Diving attempt by Akoff, but I think they're going to give him the catch, actually, but he might lose a yard or so. Fourth down and about 11.
And I don't think looked like both kickers had a range of about 40 yards in warm-ups. So I think this is definitely too far out. But again, 4th and long. This is how they scored earlier from a little bit further out. We're going to take a timeout to think about it.
All right, timeout on the field. We'll take a break. 7-all with a minute to go in the first quarter. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
It's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile, making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. We're excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
Welcome back here to Fultondale. Scott Griffin and Caleb Turntine, Chris Osborne, Matt Coulter on the sidelines for us, our terrific crew here. Second year of football here on Jeffco Ed TV. 4th down 11. Center point in white. Antonio Autry, the quarterback. And a whistle blows it dead again. Another procedure.
You think that this would, I mean, again, you're still early in the season, but something that would probably be corrected in practice. You see Autry, he takes the snap a little differently than a lot of quarterbacks. He kind of steps forward. I don't know if that's what they're calling or if a receiver on the outside sees that step forward and starts moving. Every coach will tell you, right, watch the ball. Watch the ball. Don't watch your quarterback, watch the ball.
So 4th down and 16, and he does bend down, and he's dancing around now, tucks it, runs it. If he made one man miss, he might have gotten close, but he didn't. That's a good tackle by Rodriguez King, the backup linebacker.
Yeah, it looked like a lot like the 4th down play that they scored on, just kind of drop back and have 3 or 4 guys go deep. At a certain point, I think you got to give your guys a chance. That's 4th and 15. You're probably not going to get it on the ground there. Good job by Fultondale's defense to collapse on him, though, once he did get going. Didn't give him time to really accelerate and get to full speed.
So center point will take over defensively, or go on defense, I should say, and Fultondale has the football again with their freshman, Caleb Parker. But the last drive, Ross Christie came in and sparked him at quarterback. Parker back in. George Lewis flanks him to the left. Now we'll switch over to the right side. Ball fake, throws it. Boy, he had his man open, didn't he? Wide open was Travis Jackson Jr. if he just hits him on that slant.
I don't know if that came out just wobbly, and that's what made him miss, harder to catch, but you're right. He had felt like acres of space, and if he had caught that, it would have just been the safety that could have stopped him.
2nd down and 10 for Fultondale. Again, both teams winless. Both teams got spanked pretty hard, and they got a bad taste in their mouth trying to get it out. 2nd down and 10. Parker, the quarterback. Looking right, looking left. Still got the ball, needs to secure it, does finally. And, boy, takes a hit, and a helmet comes off. He's to the 28-yard line. So we'll give him 5 yards on the run. And we'll see what happens after this. We'll watch the hit. Lowers his shoulder.
Excuse me, brought down by number 44.
Yeah, I think that there's nothing dirty there. There's nothing, barely much. I mean, there's certainly maybe some helmet to helmet, but that was more like a sandwiching. There was like 3 different hits that got underneath the helmet and made it pop off. And now you expect Ross Christie to get in there and take the snap on a crucial 3rd down.
Damari Wells was the one that came up and popped Parker. Christie is in, the elusive quarterback, but he's got a touchdown pass, remember, just a few minutes ago. Gets it, rolls right, looks like he's ready to throw. Does at the flat. But great pursuit by the Eagles. He got it out there to Jackson, but the Eagles were all around him, led by Kennedy Rice and others. So it'll be 4th down and 15. And we got a timeout on the field. We are at the end of the first quarter. All right, let's go to Chris Osborne down the field. Chris.
Hey, guys, on the sideline with some of the best musical talent in Jefferson County. Guys, welcome to Jeffco Ed. Right now, we're going to talk to Mike Gillespie, retired 28 years as band director. It's great to have you back.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate Fultondale and Mr. Parker having me back.
So tell us about being on that stand one more time tonight.
Well, you know, I'm kind of like Mr. Parker. I'm like, I don't fall off. I don't embarrass myself because I didn't embarrass the kids because that would be bad. I told them, I said, if y'all blow me off, I can take that. But if it gets back to that point where I fall off on my own, that'd be embarrassing. So it was a lot of fun.
And we'll get back to Chris there. We got some audio issues with that as we begin the second quarter. We'll flip-flop, obviously. Fultondale will be going left to right as you listen. We're tied at 7. Both teams with a touchdown. Center Point on their first possession. Fultondale on their second possession of this game. And we're in a 4th down situation for the Wildcats, and they'll kick it away.
They're just hoping for a clean snap this time around.
Yeah, Valdivinos is back. Horrible snap last time. Another snap, and he dropped it again, and Valdivinos is snowed under. That one wasn't bad. It wasn't with the zip you want on it, Caleb, but it was in his hands.
That one was a much better snap. Maybe a little wobbly, but as a punter, you have to be able to make that catch. And I know at a certain point you're probably in your head, so it's hard to get out there. It's a tough coaching moment, right? You can see it happening right there in the field. Just got to get his head back in it. Say, hey, you can catch snaps. You catch them in practice.
Yeah.
There wasn't pressure there, but now it's another tough situation to put on the Fultondale defense that has really stood strong on most plays.
And last time that happened, they did hold them on downs eventually. So they scored their touchdown on a little bit of a drive, but you don't want to keep doing that, to your point, and roll that dice. They're on the 15-yard line. So here come the Eagles with Antonio Autry at quarterback. And again, that big offensive line. Hand it off. Caleb up the middle. Had a brief window there, but it closed quickly. As coming up for that tackle was number 26, Miles Fuller, the linebacker. And here we go again. First down and goal. Oh, a whistle and a flag. False start, Center Point. They're 4th of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
That's again, these are things that when coaches tell you that they improve the most between week 0 and week 1, it's supposed to be cleaning up those things. It's supposed to be getting nerves out,
That's right.
figuring out your formations, figuring out everything, cadences, whatever it is. But like we've talked about, young teams out there, and I have to imagine that's playing a part in these mistakes.
Handoff, Caleb inside, runs. He's right to the 1-yard line. Good inside running. Shoestring tackle coming up, Wayne Nelson from his strong safety position. But Cable's so quick, and doesn't mind running between the tackles.
Yeah, if it's not a bad snap or a penalty, center point's been moving forward pretty much every single play, and a lot of it has come on the ground. And I mean, we can keep talking about it, but it's what's making a difference is size up front, big holes, and a lot of space for Canes to run through.
Double H-back look there. Autry hands to Cable. That's a power, and that's easy. Cable's in for the touchdown. There it is again. He's not even hit until he's in the end zone. And again, when you're talking about 280, 290, 240, 265, 285 across that front, Caleb, boy, that's good against any size front, but Fultondale's not close to that.
Yeah, that's you look at games that aren't the different classifications and what you bring. You talk about depth, but size is also a big part of that. Yes, you can be a small school and have size, don't get me wrong, but you're more likely to have it the bigger classification you are. And that's made a difference, and that's what I think we can safely say the reason that center point's in the lead right now.
Jonathan Gomez on for the kick, the freshman. It is down and very low. Did he get it through? He did. 14-7, center point on top. We'll take a break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Are you ready for a fun-filled journey through some of your favorite stories? Join us with Jeff Coed's Storybook Adventures. From the inspiring Let the Children March, highlighting Black History Month, to the heartwarming friendship between Maddie and Sophia in Maddie's Fridge, and the spooky thrills of Jasper the Rabbit and Creepy Carrots. There's something for everyone. Dive into the magic of reading with us. Perfect for pre-K through 3rd grade adventures. These stories are read by members of your very own Jeff Coed family. You can tune in right here on Jeff Coed TV or our social media.
Welcome back here to Jeff Coed TV. Scott Griffin and Caleb Turrentine here. Matt Coulter, Chris Osborne roaming the sidelines here. Center point on top, 14-7. And to Caleb's point, when they're not getting a penalty, they've had 4 procedures. They're pretty much imposing their will offensively.
And if you're Fultondale, your defense, you feel like you're doing a pretty good job, but you're going to have 2 touchdown drives of less than 30 yards.
Wow, there's some loose ball handling there as they get out to the 22-yard line. I'm sure that Jake Hogan wants to see his guys handle it a little bit better than that.
Yeah, not a lot of urgency. Kickoffs go over your head. I get it. It happens. You don't expect him to kick it that far. He hadn't yet in this game. But once it goes over your head, show some urgency. Go get the ball and get going. And, again, we saw 2 of their best plays were their kick returns. They were 2 of their biggest plays so far with the ball in their hands. And so when you have an opportunity to do it and you don't get there, this is by far either team's worst starting field position.
Fultondale with the football now, trailing 14-7, trying to keep pace with center point. Fultondale obviously in the blue, center point in the white, if you're just joining us. Another bad snap. It was right to him, though, and Parker has to fall on it down near the 10, so that'll be a loss of 12.
Yeah, that's a tough play to start a drive that you already had bad field position on.
Not a bad snap, just a little bit of steam on it, right?
Maybe a little bit too quick, yeah. He was probably going to tell you that he should have caught that. Coaches might tell him he should have caught that, but, yeah, you want cleaner snaps than that.
And, again, Caleb pointed out, 2 freshman centers. You know, that's Elon Fletcher snapping the ball to Caleb Parker.
And that's a lot that goes into being a center. It's not just snapping the ball. And just to have the trust of coaches to start as a freshman is a big deal.
Parker trying to find his target on the outside. And, he was trying to hit Jackson again. But I think Jackson cut in and Parker threw it out. There's the back of Jake Hogan.
I understand, Ross Christie, you want him to be out there playing defense. You want him to be out there making plays. You don't want him probably playing 80, 90 snaps a game as a freshman. That's going to wear on his body. But, you know, it's hard to say that this offense wasn't moving better with Christie taking these snaps.
Parker throws it up. It's picked off at the 25. That's a walk-in touchdown. Parker just threw it up. His receiver kept going, and Cameron White, the junior, has a gimme touchdown return for the Eagles.
Yeah, there was a flag, but it looked like it was after the interception.
Here's a look.
The receiver kept going, didn't turn his head, and cornerback just saw it.
That's easy.
Just in time. Made it look really, really easy.
Yeah, easier than it was. And
yeah.
It was pretty easy.
Fultondale has to be careful now. This can easily
you think?
steamroll. It might be, but if it happened before he went into the end zone, again, this is a high school rule. Any kind of, I think he might have put his arms out, right? And taunting, whatever. Could that be at the 1 yard line and force it back, or is it an after the play penalty and they'll do it on the kickoff?
So we'll see what the indication is. Touchdown is good, but it's a personal foul against Center Point, and they'd give an indication what for.
Personal foul makes me think that there was a block or a late hit or something right at the goal line, and it wasn't actually on the return.
Yeah.
It was away from the ball.
He did not give unsportsmanlike conduct signal,
yeah.
So we'll see what that, if we get an indication of that. Nonetheless, the score counts, and Center Point is in for the extra point. And Gomez will be along to try to kick it through to make it 21-7. Snap is good. Everything else is good. And the kick is good. 21-7, Center Point. We'll take a break, come back with more. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Welcome back here to Jeff Coed TV. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turntine doing the color commentary for us tonight and always. Matt Coulter, Chris Osborne roaming the sidelines. We're glad you're watching us here. We have a full slate of games all year long. Next week, we have Winona and Corner. That should be a good one. Corner 10-2 last year, as you know, Caleb. They got Spencer Unruh back, the running back, and they think they can be just as good.
Yeah, and we saw him in a game that they fell behind early, and it kind of was hard to go to your running game over and over again. But if Corner is anything, they are true to their style of play, and we didn't get to see it at its best when we were there for that Briarwood game because Briarwood was a desperate team. But that Corner team is good, and they have expectations to not just be back in the playoffs, but make a much deeper run this year.
Briarwood was 0-5, ended up finishing 5-0.
And just missing the playoffs.
And just missing, that's right. Here comes a low squabbly kick, if you will, off the feet. And good idea to fall on it there for Fultondale and get something positive happening. And that was Christian May, I think, falling on it for Fultondale.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it was. If you pick it up clean, you get even better field position. But fall on it, you're on the 40 because of that penalty on the touchdown. It's not like you're back at the 20 like where you just were. Push aside that last possession, start again. Your offense has looked pretty good at times, especially when you've had opportunities, better field position. First downs have been crucial for both teams, really, but certainly for Fultondale.
Jalen Roscoe, I should say, fell on that ball for the Wildcats. First down and 10 at the 41. Caleb Parker, hands off. Just not much running room in there. A couple of yards maybe. Jeremiah Hatcher, the first to hit him at defensive tackle.
I understand, but at the same time, 1-2 yards, you're looking at 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 instead of the 2nd and 15s with the penalties and the 2nd and 20s with the bad snaps. I would have done the same thing there on first down. Turn around and hand the ball off. As long as you have ball security, just get your offense comfortable again. But they definitely weren't on the last possession.
2nd down and 1. Throw it out in the flat. Nothing doing there. As he tried to hit Jackson again. He looks like he's just throwing the spots. That's what he did on the interception, just throwing it to an area. And certainly there he did as well.
Yeah, you can. Field looks a lot different when you have all the white jerseys out there than when you do when you're throwing it against cones or knowing the routes. And, yeah, maybe a little bit is on the receivers, too. You know, we're not down there. We don't see the plays. Are they running routes that aren't to the spots? That stuff is very important and very specific when you have a freshman quarterback.
2nd down and 9. Another bobbled snap. Parker's got running room. Makes a man miss, and he'll get very close to the first down. Maybe a football length shy of Parker on a broken play.
Yeah, that is some kind of plays that'll help his confidence. Earlier he tried to go to the outside and got a big hit put on him. That time he made a man miss, gained extra yards. And now it's a 3rd and short for maybe the first time tonight for Fultondale.
Put a severe juke on, I don't know if that was Jaden Moore or maybe Christian May on that end, but 4th down and 1, and they'll pick it up. Boy, still on his feet and breaking away for the touchdown. How about Christie? As he goes 52 yards for the touchdown out of nowhere.
Give him the ball? I mean, how many times can we say this? You got to put the ball in the hands of your best playmakers in the biggest moments. So credit to Fultondale sideline for drawing that up. Get Christie back in the game. 4th and 1. You need this conversion. And once he had the ball in his hands, he said, I only need one play. Another terrific play, individual play by Ross Christie, showing that he might be a star in the making, and this is his breakout game tonight.
Amazing run for Christie to cut it back to 7 on a 4th down and 1.
Fultondale now 0 for 4 on 3rd downs, 2 for 2 on 4th downs.
And it's blocked. So 21 to 13 is the score. Flags are down. So we'll see what that's about as they'll get that squared away. And here comes the indication. Personal foul against Center Point.
They called it unsportsmanlike conduct that time. Which, again, had to have been well after the block. You know you can't return, block extra points. Block it, get to the sideline. Why are we running down 40 yards and saying something to get you to make you lose 15 yards there? After giving up a touchdown where you've already lost some momentum.
So, we'll figure out the yardage here and get ready to kick it off. 21-13, 7:55 to go in the second quarter.
We're just over 16 minutes into this game, and Center Point already has 50 yards of penalties. Four procedures, 2 personal fouls. Okay, it looks like they signaled it was on Center Point. They're backing Fultondale.
But they're backing Fultondale up, yeah. And it was on a tipped extra point, so it's an odd play to have a personal foul for conduct.
It's probably Fultondale player trying to chase down the block extra point thinking it was live.
That really hurts them on this kickoff. And there it is, putting his foot to it as much as possible. Deaden's at the 34, got to pick it up. trying to run and scoot, and he'll get back to the 45-yard line, as that's where the Eagles will set up shop. Let's go to Chris Osborne down on the field. Chris.
Well, guys, just recently in a defensive break, the coach said, hey, they put their pants on just like we put ours on. He said, composure. So we're going to see if we see a difference now in this defense. He really gave it to them, so they are fired up to try to do better.
Wildcats, 21-13. They've cut it to 8. 7:49 to go here in the first. Excuse me, in the second quarter, first half. Autry back in, Antonio Autry, the freshman quarterback, gives, and he's had a great game, has Cabil, but, or Cable, I should say, the junior, and he only picks up a couple there before he got slipped on the turf.
Yeah, he's up to 58 yards already, and it feels like more. I think Center Point probably wishes it was more, but they're great field position. They haven't really needed more yards. But I feel like he would have run for a lot more behind this offensive line on some plays if he had the space to do it.
Cable again off tackle, still on his feet, bursting through the middle. And he's down to the 36-yard line, I should say. So big gain there. What, about 19 or so for Cable? And he'll check out, and Damon Canty, the freshman, will give him a breather.
Really expected Canty to be getting bulk of the carries tonight, but with the way Cable has run the ball, there's no reason to go away from that offense unless he's tired.
Barely got it to Canty, and he'll get 4 or 5 over there before he's drugged down by Cedric Pearson, the defensive end. And they'll be at the 38-yard line, second down and 8. Handoff inside. Canty again, and again Pearson crashing down. There he is, big number 55, having a pretty good game.
Cedric Pearson.
Fultondale's defensive line will celebrate some of these stops because they need to have more of these 1, 2, 3-yard gains if they're going to slow down Center Point's offense. And a big third down coming up.
Third down and 5. We'll take a break for the Heat timeout. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
I'm Jamel King, head football coach at Center Point High School. CP is the place to be. We are Jeff Coed Strong.
Back at Jeff Coed TV, Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine, as we head to halftime here. Center Point still in control, but those Wildcats of Fultondale have fought, hung on. They haven't played completely clean, obviously. They got a lot of freshmen, new coach, but they're staying with the battle.
It's a big third down. They haven't had many tonight. They're only 1 for 3. Again, they've also converted a fourth down. That first touchdown was on a fourth down play. I expect this to be 4-down territory, so don't be surprised if they just turn around and hand this ball off again, see how much they can get, if not convert it.
Cable in. He's got it again left side, and he's dropped immediately. Coming up hard, Rodriguez King, who shows a backup linebacker, but number 7 has been in on a bunch of tackles.
And that's not what you want to see right there, as we have Ross Christie limping a little bit. But, again, I mean, not going to suspect what it is by any means, but you got to think playing that many downs, running 50 yards, come back in to play every down on defense. He's a little worn.
This time Autry pulls it, throws it wide open on the right side of the field. Great play. Nice tackle there. but they got it out to Braylon Bruno in the flat, and that's just set up by all those runs to Cable.
Yeah, that is 4th and short. That's the number one play right there. Dump it out to your fullback tight end. Great play, great read there by Autry as well, and a very calm play for a freshman to make in a big situation.
He was a slot. He came in like he was going to do the old-fashioned crackback and then just kind of vacated, went back out. Good play design there by Dramel King's staff. So 1st down and goal.
Second 4th down conversion tonight for Center Point.
At the 6, Cable, and he'll get kind of close to the 2. Maybe the 3.
Number 8, Kamarian White.
Kamarian White with that stop, the defensive end. Whistle and another dead ball. Tyler Brown having to go out. So Autry has to come back in. They had Tyler Brown, the backup quarterback, in.
He had taken a snap or two earlier with a little bit, again, another Wildcat option, probably a read option kind of play. I don't expect the play call to be much different here with Autry in the game.
Whistle.
Flag on the play.
False start.
False start.
And you're right. Autry kind of has an awkward jumping, lunging reception of the snap or something.
He's excited to get the ball. He's got to jump towards it. But maybe that's a little frustrating from an
offensive line standpoint, right?
Offensive line, the backs that are in the backfield with them, you lean, you jump, they're going to twitch a little bit.
That backs it up 5. Ball on about the 7. Now they botched it again, and now they're all the way back near the 15-yard line. Tyler Brown having to fall on it. So a couple of botched plays. They were on about the 2, and they've lost about 12 yards. 13 yards as they mark it on the 15.
It could be 3rd and
Again,
goal.
you can talk about Center Point's offense and moving. Fultondale's defense has stepped up, made a couple of plays here and there, but Center Point has been moving the ball well. It's the penalties and the snaps that continue to set them back, and they're in a 3rd and long situation again.
Timeout on the field. Baylor, Auburn. Auburn on top of the Bears, 13-3 with 10 minutes to go in that second quarter. A weird, pretty good
Night
college
Lights.
game,
Why are we sharing Friday Night Lights with
I don't know.
SEC school? We're glad you're with us here. I would be watching us too.
That's exactly
for what it's
right.
worth.
Auburn up by 10. 21-13 here. Center Point. One of those defensive touchdowns by Cameron White. On a return, about 23 yards. But since then, Fultondale has added a touchdown and got this thing within 8 with a 4th and 2 quarterback sneak with Ross Christie that looked like it should have been stopped. Big mass of people, and then all of a sudden he just burst out of the end of it.
And once he got to the other side, no one was catching.
That was it. So 4th down. They have 3rd down on the far, but it's 3rd. Okay, 3rd down and from the 15. Cable comes back to flank Autry to his right. Autry looked like it was kind of a little bit of a delayed draw, but didn't fool anybody as Cable was inching towards the quarterback, and it doesn't get much, if anything, maybe a yard, maybe a half football.
I could draw a play when the defense is expecting a pass, you catch them taking a step back, but I'm not sure there's going to be a play tonight.
No.
Fultondale's going to be expecting a pass. That's why they converted that 4th down earlier. But it looks like they're close enough. A little bit too far to go for the end zone, but close enough to attempt a field goal.
Gomez is on for the kick. He's a freshman kicker. He's made the extra points, but this one is about 31 yards. Oh, they fake it. Autry gets it, rolling left, and he's sacked. Doesn't even, or actually that's Tyler Brown. And Christie with the big play, 2-on-2.
Boy, he had the throwback. The leak was there on whether it was a called fake or not. They leaked out from the right side, wide open on the other side of the end zone, and Brown just couldn't find him because he was being chased down by Ross Christie, who continues to have an impact on this game in several different ways. Big play. That's the second time that Center Point has had an 8-play drive come up short without any points. Fultondale's defense has to be feeling good about themselves right now.
Tyler Brown was rolling left because he's left-handed. So they had it set up like they wanted, but didn't see him. So let's see what Fultondale can do. 2:24 to go in the first half. Handoff inside, and not much there. Maybe a couple of yards.
If you're the coaching staff, you see Ross Christie running around and celebrating like he did after that sack. Do you tell him to, like, save your breath when we want to get you back out there and get you the ball? He's taking a knee right now on the sideline, a well-deserved breather with Fultondale's offense on the field.
21-13, Fultondale trailing by 8. As you see the clock melting away inside 2 minutes. Caleb Parker, the quarterback. He drops a little screen, well set up. That's to Lewis. He's got room, but boy, breaking through was Jaden Moore, the linebacker. Really did a nice job because that looked like it could have gone for a while.
Hey, well, that's one that is throw it to your spot. Your running back's going to be there. He couldn't see his running back.
No.
He didn't know there were two big guys right in front of him. Perfect lobbed over him. Good play call there, and again, another play that can give your quarterback some confidence.
Yeah, but that time Parker again dropped it in his hands. So back to the 27, and it's a 10-yard loss. And Jake Hogan is calling timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll take another break. You're watching Jeffco Ed TV. Welcome back to Jeffco Ed TV. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine, Matt Coulter, Chris Osborne. We'll have all the halftime activities, the bands and such, as they're warming up in the end zones.
I'm a little surprised with the timeout there. I mean, I understand you want to be aggressive. You still have 3 timeouts. You think you can get it. There's been big plays in this game. But you're at a second and long, and you don't want to give this ball back to center point before halftime.
Another low snap. Caleb Parker escapes this time, got some yardage, but then he's drugged down there rudely by center point. There's a flag on the play. We got a little ruckus going on as well.
Laundry on the field.
Looked like one of those plays where both players kind of had a guy underneath a pile. No one was pushing, but no one could get up. And when you see that from 20 yards away, you think something's happening, you try to go get involved, end up costing your team 15 yards.
So they're talking about it. We'll see what they come up with.
Parker's coming off the field, laboring a little bit, talking with the trainers now.
Yep. Christie might have to pop in at quarterback.
He did get bent around on that hit a little bit.
Still discussing.
There's 2 flags down. There's one out here near the 43, and there's another one in the huddle of Fultondale players. Don't know if 2 refs saw the same thing or if we're going to have 2 different fouls.
Personal foul against Fultondale. Unsportsmanlike conduct against center point.
It's going to be a personal foul against the Wildcats. A personal foul against the Eagles. They're going to offset.
So basically, you went around the block to start where you are. 55 seconds to go.
And Fultondale was able to save a timeout. Or Center Point was able to save
Yeah.
a timeout, depending on who you ask right now and who here on a 3rd and long. Center Point's trying to get the ball back.
3rd down, about 18. You might kneel here, right? Or maybe not. Not the punting trouble. The problem is the punting troubles you've had as well.
And you know that Center Point would make you snap the ball for a punt. But you also have Ross Christie. And a guy that you give him the ball in his hands, they expect him to make the right play, especially tonight. 3rd and long, you give him a chance.
Christie in at quarterback. Another low snap. Picks it up. And he's dropped right there. So the snaps, I don't think, are on the center.
Down in the backfield.
Christie now laying on the ground a little bit. He's slow to
Number
get up.
14, Christian May.
May on the tackle from his defensive end position.
They're now 4th and long.
I don't think the snaps have been that bad.
They haven't. You know, it reminds me a lot, and again, I don't want to relate everything to college football. It reminds me a lot of the snap issues that Alabama had.
Yeah.
2 years ago, and what ended up costing them in the college football playoff is like the snaps aren't terrible, and you're not going to catch all of them, but it's like you're dropping some, and some of them it's like halfway bad. And when you can't catch it and you can't snap perfectly, those two things are going to cause a lot of bad snaps, and it's just not going to look good for the offense.
And the clock went to 0, but Christie has it, and he's just going to run it up the middle, and that'll run out the clock.
That's going to be number 2.
As he got about 8 yards on that left side, did Christie, but the clock melts away. So Fultondale emerges unscathed from that scary situation, and they trail Center Point 21-13. And we'll have an interview with the coach coming up in just a moment, Jermel King. Matt Coulter waiting on him down at the end zone. So, very interesting first half, and we will have a very interesting second half for sure coming up as both young teams, head in there. Let's go to Matt Coulter down on the field with Center Point coach Jermel King as he is stepping up here in just a moment.
Superintendent Dr. Walter Johnson, live from the 205. I present the 2025 Center Point High School Marching Eagle Band.
Coach King, a lot to kind of correct, the offsides, mistakes, fouls, that kind of thing. But, hey, look at the board. It's 21-13. That's what counts.
Yes, sir. I'm just disappointed in how we're not keeping our composure right now. We got to do a better job of doing that and continue to play better football. Just be a little bit more disciplined.
You don't put up with that. I saw what happened.
We're definitely going to fix that, and I can guarantee you we're going to address that right now.
What are you going to say to him at the half?
The first thing is we're going to make sure that everybody understands that we play this game with character, and we're going to play hard, but yet we're going to do the things the right way. And right now, I'm just disappointed in how we're playing.
Good luck in the second half.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Johnson.
My name is Jamari Tillman.
My name is Noah Hatton.
My name is Amiri Davis. And we're the drum majors of the Marching Eagle Band. The theme of our field show this year is from ATL all the way to Center Point, the music of Outkast. We hope you enjoy our halftime show.
We'll start with the opening song, Africa Fanfare. Our drill song is Roses by Outkast. Concert formation is The Way You Move, featuring the Enchanting Eaglettes. Our dance band formation features some Outkast hip-hop mixes. behalf of the Jefferson County Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. Walter Gosling, again I present the 2025 Center Point High School Marching Eagle Band.
My name is Chase Davis.
And I'm Major Cornelio.
We are really excited for this year's performance, the 2025-2026 Fultondale High School halftime show.
This year's theme is Fultondale Sing Along. Yeah.
Set! It's the only band in the state that's wear traditional and core style at the same time. So if you know the song, please just sing along. The band will perform One Night Only by Beyonce from the movie Dreamgirls, presenting the Constant Wildcats in Hysterical. As the band spells One-N-O for One Night Only. Your band will slow it down and perform for you I Can't Stand the Rain by New Edition. If you know it, please sing along. Debate and Perform, Don't Stop Believing by Journey. To the point, we just doing our job. The band will enter the field to Jesus is Real by John P.T. If you know it, please sing along. So I know, oh, I know. Because Jesus is what? Jesus is real. The Fultondale Blue Tribe Marching Wildcats will be performing at the 2025 NCAA College Football All-State Sugar Bowl Parade.
Great performance by the Fultondale and the Centerpoint bands here. Chris Osborne has Jake Hogan heading his way for his thoughts coming out of halftime. Chris.
Coach, you obviously need to make some adjustments. 8 points, not insurmountable. Tell us about a little sloppy play, having some issues with the snaps.
Sure. The biggest ones are on punt. We are our starting snappers out. We've got a substitute coming in, having a hard time. That's on me. But the fact of the matter is, I think both teams are playing hard. They're not necessarily playing clean, but we've got a competitive ball game, no matter how sloppy it may be. The key to it is going to be whoever makes the least amount of mistakes in the second half.
And talk about mistakes. Lots of penalties on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting a little bit chippy. You know, the referees are trying to do a good job of keeping everything under control. I think both of us are doing a little bit too much after the whistle. That's what we talked to them about in there, is just making sure that we keep our composure. You know, the crosstown rivalry is going to be a passionate game, but we want to make sure that it's not a dirty game, and that's what That's what I think both sides are probably focusing on right now.
And last thing, Ross Christie making an impact.
No, without a question. I mean, the kid's a winner, you know. I mean, he's going to give you everything he's got every day. And it's, you know, when he goes in there, I mean, we just got to feed him. You know, just at the end of the day, Ross is going to be Ross.
All right, Coach, I'll let you get back to your team.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you up top.
Appreciate it. And 21-13. Center Point on top of Fultondale, but Fultondale gnawing it down to 8 there in the second half. We'll take another break. We'll come back with more. You're watching Jeffco Ed TV. Oh, the base hit right up the middle over Brody Black's head. She got it, but a little bit under. No, that's gone.
1-1 tie, bottom of the 17th. Tanner Vaughn throws, ground ball, left field, Combs, ball game.
The Jeffco Ed Secondary Teacher of the Year is Mrs. Nastasia Law, Minor High School.
And there's a nice pass over the middle. That will go for the touchdown. Woodall going deep. He got a man. That's a great pass. Is that a touchdown? He got it. What a touchdown.
Hand off to Johnson. He's got a big hole. He could be gone. Johnson, you're not catching him. He's going to the mall. Ball gets loose. Washington, he might score. That's the wildest touchdown. Right.
Give you some momentum going into the quarter,
There's
too.
an unruh touchdown. Dangling the ball, sprinting down the sideline. Posey is gone. Got protection over the middle.
Interception.
High throw,
Interception.
and it's intercepted by the Blue Devils. That's Dante Williams. And he might go all the way. Freeman throws the screen. It's picked off. Getting his mitts on it and running it all the way back is big. Number 90, Donovan Moore. Finds his man in the corner for 3. Zodiari 3. He's got it. Scotland swings it to Davis. Fire the lefty 3 in rhythm that time. And going down the center.
All right.
Pleasant Grove at extended defense, and that's about, I was going to say, that's what happens. That defense keeps creeping out. Welcome back to Jeffco Ed TV. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine here. Caleb's got some scores for us. Caleb, what do you got?
Yeah, several good games that they have, just like we have here tonight around Jefferson County. We don't have all of these, but we do have some of them. Leeds and Shades Valley. That game is tied at 6 at halftime. McAdory leads Helena 19-14 at halftime. And then obviously Mortimer Jordan. Are they on here? Yes. I don't see them on here. Leeds Coleman 14-0. Minor beating Paul Bryant last night 27-3. That's game is over and final. Big win for Minor. But we're still trying to track down all these scores. We have a good one ourselves going, so we don't want to take too much time away from this one like we did last week when we had a little bit of a blowout. But two teams searching for their first win of the season, scoring for the first time tonight, and giving us a good one to watch from up here in the booth.
Absolutely, and a very competitive game. Both teams needing and wanting a win as well, as they got beat last week. So 0-1 for both of these teams. So Center Point will get the kickoff here, and they'll catch it at the 23, run it straight at the middle. He's got some room. 35, 30, 20. That's going to be a touchdown. Great run there for Center Point. Lomax all the way in for the touchdown. How about that? Just straight up the middle. It wasn't touched.
That is how you start a second half, your center point. You come out of the locker room, you have plans, you probably have a scheduled first drive, and Lomax says the offense doesn't even need the ball. Looks like it might have gotten a hand on the ankle there, but you're right, barely touched. Great job setting up from the blockers, and then touched there at the end as well. But by that point, that play was over. What a return and what a start to the second half for center point.
Lomax exploding up the middle, good blocking, and I think it was a combination of good blocking, and Fultondale didn't have enough Wildcats in the middle of the field going down, and they just got kicked out, and that seam was wide open.
It nearly looked like they didn't even have enough players on the field in general.
It looked like about 10, didn't it? Who knows if that was the case. So Gomez is on for the extra point to try to make it 28-13. Low snap, kicks it up, it's blocked. And you can't return it. This is a college of the NFL. So, 27-13, they both missed an extra point. 11:46 to go in the third quarter. Let's take a look inside the new Fultondale High School. The school opened its doors to students in August 2023 after a tornado hit the previous school. And they've got a new reinforced walls there. There's the tornado storm shelter. It can withstand 250-mile-an-hour winds. I'm going to bet that doesn't happen, 250-mile-an-hour winds.
Let's hope
so
not.
They should be safe. They also rebuilt the fields, athletic facilities, beautiful facilities here. There you see the football field right at the top. After the tornado, there's the complex for baseball and softball. Beautiful games there we've done as well. And that's a good look at Fultondale after all the devastation here. And there's a great look at the stadium as we sit. That is not us because we have a lot of facilities there.
This is the first time I've been here at this stadium, and it's as advertised.
Very
You
nice.
hear a lot of good things about it since they built everything up here, and everything is very nice coming in. Great parking, great bleachers. Everything is brand new, and I got to say the visitor side, one of the biggest I think we've seen in a long time.
And Fultondale brings it out to the 31. Jaden Grayson McLean with the return.
Brought down by number 20.
And that's where the Wildcats will set up their first possession of the second half. They were trailing by 8. Now it's 14.
And suddenly they need a big response. We talked earlier when they fell behind by 2 touchdowns on that pick six, how they were in trouble. They could have folded. They had a big response, a touchdown drive of their own. Now I'll be interested to see what this offense comes out. An offense that you sit and you're ready to get the ball right away, but an offense that might not have thought that they were going to get the ball this quickly. And it looks like there was another 15-yard penalty there. So they're going to start from the 15 instead of the 30.
They have got to keep themselves composed. Jake Hogan does not like that. Hands on hips, staring out on the field. He just talked to us about keeping the composure. There's a good shot of Jermel King. So we'll see what the Wildcats can do, but starting at the 15 instead of the 31. Caleb Parker, the quarterback. I thought we might see Christie there being so early after the second half. Not much happening on that left side there is leading the charge. Kennedy Rice, the senior defensive end, number 22.
Off to number 4, Joshua.
Again, I think that's something they want to do a little bit more of is slowly chip away, avoid negative plays as much as possible, which, when you're snapping the ball with the way they have been, that sometimes any snap can be a negative play. But I think they have a clear plan for the season, and that's have Caleb Parker at quarterback. And if you take him out now this early with a game that's still on the line, that's going to do bad things for his confidence level.
But he's having bad confidence with holding the snaps that are right to his hands. And he dropped another one right to him.
Again, you can say it might not be perfect, but it hits you in your hands and it's at your knees. You've got to catch that snap. And doesn't matter if it's a senior center, a freshman center, an All-American center. that snap's right there, you got to catch it, and you have to be able to go make a play.
So Joshua McWhorter back in at tailback, flanking Parker to his right. 3rd down and about 11. Parker escapes, throws it on the run. Bad decision, almost picked off. Trying to make something happen to Travis Jackson, who he's tried to throw to a lot. It was tipped around and almost picked off.
Nearly, I thought I might look back and see a flag for throwing it past the line of scrimmage, as he was right there, right around. I don't think he was going to get the first down, and I think he realized that and tried to throw the ball. Thought he could float it over a defender. Good play, but even if that defender didn't get his hands on it, there was another one behind him. So you got to check, look back on film and say what you're seeing with your eyes from the backfield isn't what's actually going on. Got to be able to see the whole field.
So heading back to punt again is Jose Mota Valdivinos, and got to stop it to play. Matt Coulter is on the sidelines with us. Matt, what do you got?
You noticed when I was talking with Center Point head coach King going into the locker room that he wasn't happy with the fact that they're getting a little chippy outside, and that's on both sides of the football, Fultondale included. But one thing I've noticed in the minute 58 here of the 3rd quarter, referees aren't putting up with it. They are blowing whistles, and they are going to put a stop to any of the late roughhousing, as my dad used to say.
Exactly, and we were talking before the game how close both teams are to each other proximity-wise, obviously, and as the crow flies. And, these guys, I'm sure, run into each other in town and different things, and their paths cross probably many times.
Yeah, and we're excited for it. We like having 2 Jefferson County teams play against each other. It's fun for us, but you're right. It makes it to where they all know each other out there, or at least know somebody who knows somebody. They're all connected some way.
That time they scooted up for the snap, Caleb, and it went over his head for the safety.
Now it's going to be a safety.
That's 3 punt attempts, 3 errant snaps. That's the only one that's cost them points, at least on the play.
Yeah, and they were lucky. There wasn't an official actually in place to make the call, and no one kind of hurried back into the end zone, which probably should have been ready for that kind of play. But that ball rolled to the edge of the end zone. I know Center Point tried to get there in time to recover it for a touchdown instead, but it's a safety, and hey, as a safety, it's still a 2-possession game, so kind of a break if you're Fultondale.
Yeah. Jake Hogan, though, that's just unfortunate. And the high school level, you just don't have backup snappers, and his snapper's injured, and he's got a kid back there that hasn't had to do it. Now, that one wasn't terribly high, but Valdivinos was a little closer than normal. I didn't catch the yardage, but he was about 9 or 10 yards instead of the normal 14,
yeah,
15.
It was closer to like a shotgun snap than it was to an actual punt, and the snap was kind of the same as like that first one, right? It was lobbed a little bit too much, and that caused issues earlier, and that one just went straight over his head.
So a lot of things going wrong, but what you can't do is have the 31-yard line or 30-yard line on the kickoff return turn into the 15, starting 1st and 10 there. You just cost yourself 15 yards, which led to that.
Yeah, led to the safety.
So Valdivinos will kick it away and kicks it to the dead spot of the field, and that's going to deaden right there. So they got to pick it up at the 35-yard line. But you got to make a tackle, and is that Cable running that football to the 45-yard line? And we'll see what happens. Yes, Cable, the starting tailback, returning that one about 10 yards. So Center Point gets the early touchdown and
brought down by number 10,
the
Nelson.
2-point safety.
Ball spotted on the 44.
And here they are ready to go again.
Told Center Point they would be doubling their lead, and 3 minutes of gameplay in the second half, they would have taken it anyway, but it certainly came in a weird way, and almost catastrophic for Fultondale.
Autry going deep. He's got a man, but he just missed him there. Looked like, was that Bruno? Or no, that was Dontavius Acuff out there.
Yeah, 2 receivers look like they beat their man coverage to get behind him. The first time they've really tried to take a shot deep. And you got to say, I like the play call to go after him and think this is the time to really put a dagger in this game. They had a chance, just overthrew him.
Actually, it was Cayman Cunningham there. All the receivers are small and fast, just like the running back is. 2nd down and 10. Big offensive line, though, as you can see. 280 plus at left and right tackle. This time, good play by Fultondale. Coming up hard, the Quentin Patton defensive tackle, number 11 there, as they stop Cable right in his tracks.
Yeah, 4 guys met him in the backfield as soon as he took the handoff. He did a good job of avoiding those first guys, making only a loss of 1. But if Fultondale clearly has a plan on defense these past couple possessions, sell out on the run. They just got beat on a deep ball, and they got beat on that 4th down earlier when they sold out on the run. But I think they might live with it, make Audrey beat you with his arm.
Autry dropping back, looks, goes deep, man wide open. Not going to drop that one. All the way down at the 2-yard line. Damon Canty, the freshman, running back as well, and he gets a big chunk down to the 2-yard line.
Now,
we got an injury.
I wasn't going to say that he couldn't beat you with his arm, just make him, and that doesn't mean leave people wide open. They had 2 defensive backs lined up against 3 receivers, and they were both in zone. It looked like he didn't even make a move to beat anyone. He just ran through a miscommunication. No one was over the top, and a great find by Autry for a big gain.
Football's at the 2-yard line, and that's where center point will snap it again. After a long pass, Autry to Canty, freshman to freshman. Autry with Cable behind him. Couple of slots. Hand to Cable. Oh, boy. He fell right at the feet of his left tackle, Rainey. Drug down there. Good play, knife again. Was Patton again. Another injury for Fultondale, holding his hamstring, is Cedric Pearson, trying to get off the field, and they'll get a backup in as Jamel Alcorn will come in for Pearson.
I appreciate the hustle, but they had the game stopped for him already. He could have taken his time and goes to ground again. Probably coming out of halftime, you suspect that that's cramps.
Second down and goal. Autry takes it, and he stopped there.
That's going to be our quarterback keeper, number 16, is going to call his own.
Good play.
Antonio. Brought down by number 8, White.
That's a good
Cameron White coming in.
Good idea there from the play call. Switch up. You've been handing it off, and they've been locked in on that running back. But Fultondale's defensive line in front 7 is starting to get a push on these running plays. I expect an extremely similar play call here.
Autry, snap, Cable, knocked down. Football loose, but he was already down. Again, coming in, playing a well of a game is Rodriguez King as a backup linebacker, but he's been out there a heck of a lot.
I mean, that's a great hit. Center point has to become two-dimensional, and we saw them hit the big pass to get down there, but you know you can't just run the ball up the middle over and over again. Give some outside zones. Eventually, any team is going to be able to start reading this. I don't care if you have the size advantage or not. You got to switch it up. This isn't, old Buddy Anderson, dive right, dive left.
Right.
Over and over again. You got to have some elite players to pull that off, and Fultondale holding strong at the goal line.
Gomez on for the the field goal, and it is good. So they've added 5 points, and that's 32-13. But Fultondale has to feel good about that at least, as they've been living down there after the first down and goal at the 2. 32-13, 6:49 to go in the third. We'll take a break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
There's the kick, and Jaden Gadsden has it. He's breaking in the free. Look like maybe a face mask there. And flags come in late at the 37. So if that's the case, Fultondale, after that return, should have the ball on the center point side of the 50.
Yeah, Fultondale's defense is really giving them a chance. This could be uglier. I know we say that, like, Fultondale's defense hasn't given up 30 of the 32 points, right? But between the big plays, you've had a couple of big pass plays, which were both chased down, so you got to give them credit for that. But then bad snaps, bad punts, turnover on downs, the interception return for a touchdown, the safety. Fultondale's defense is really actually keeping them in this, and now Fultondale's offense has an opportunity to get their best field position of the night, which is on the other side of the 50, and try to make this a game again.
This should be about a 7-8 point game, and it's turned into this 19-point game at this point. First down and 10, again, football on the 49 of center point. Parker hands off Lewis. Dancing left, skips a man. He's all the way to the 42. 7-yard run, an electric run for George Lewis.
It's a great looking shot right there. Good shifty move. Again, I think that's one of those that, like, he hurdled to the side of him and not over him, and that's why there wasn't a flag. But then again, we can talk about it all we want. I'm not sure if I understand the hurdle rule completely.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll look it up and bring it to you next time.
That's a Najee Harris influence, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if you can hurdle like Najee, you should be allowed to hurdle.
Yes. 43-yard line. I thought he got to the 42, so he got 6 on that one. Second down and 4. Lewis now flanked to the right of Parker. Whistle. And they're going to hand it to him again, but play was stopped. Hogan called time. I think the clock was getting down, right?
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised, though. And again, you don't want those penalties after a positive play. I guess you want to keep that momentum. But that's already 2 timeouts in the second half. In a game that you're down by 19, that you think, yeah, maybe those timeouts might be useful if you want to try to make a comeback in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, you have to get to that point to make a comeback. So he knows his team, taking another second timeout.
So it's 32-13 with 5:49 to go here in the third quarter. Scott Griffin, Caleb Turrentine here, Matt Coulter, Chris Osborne with you, and our crew here at Fultondale. Both these teams winless. Somebody's going to get a win tonight, and it's going to feel pretty good. The other one's not going to feel too good being 0-2. But both had been scoreless, and they at least have scored tonight.
Yeah, both teams really want to win before they go into starting region play next week. The whole state will start region play next week. But this is something you can use to spring you into it. You don't need to matter. It doesn't matter how good of an opponent it is. It doesn't matter if you're playing up or playing down. You want to win before region play starts to build some momentum.
Second down and 4. Long 4. Parker hands to Lewis. Don't look like they changed the play. Bounces outside, and he's drug out on that far side. Damari Wells, freshman linebacker, coming up and getting him there. So it'll be third down and a long 3. You got to get to the 39-yard line.
Damari Wells has really made a name for himself tonight as well. He's been called a lot, but he's been involved in what seems like big plays, especially when he's been the lone guy making tackles or breaking up a play by himself. There's a lot that this center point's defensive front is doing as a group, but to be able to stand out, Damari Wells is doing that tonight.
Ross Christie is in. He's had some big plays. And the offsides was Fultondale moving. They didn't call it. They pitch it out to Lewis on the right side. Look at the pursuit by the Eagles, but somehow Lewis knifed through. He didn't get the first, but he's very close. I thought Fultondale was offsides on this call here. One guy jumped back at the beginning.
It looked like he tried to jump the snap and didn't get it. Really, really well done there to stay on his feet and somehow turn a 5-yard loss into a 1-2-yard gain. And again, it's 4th down that if they get a clean snap off, you kind of like Ross Christie's chances of making the 39-yard line.
4th and a yard and a half. They don't give it to Christie. Lewis has been the bell cow. He's still on his feet, refusing to go out of bounds. And he's down to the 32-yard line. Jaden Moore taking the wrath of Lewis on this run. Watch him lower his shoulder pads right there.
That's a great way to battle through contact. And he did it on the last play, too. He's been able to work through contact to get 3-4 extra yards that were huge on that set of downs. And that's why, you love Ross Christie to carry it, but the defense is probably expecting the same thing. Let him bounce to the outside, and it worked well on another 4th down conversion for the Wildcats.
Christie stays in. Again, he's normally a linebacker as well. Whistle and
laundry on the field.
Play is stop. False start on Fultondale. Now they haven't had as many.
I think that's their first false start. False start I think might be the technical call. It looked like they weren't set when the snap was made. And again, that's something that happens when you bring in a guy who's a playmaker and maybe not a quarterback, making sure everything's in check. There's a lot more that goes into it than just taking the snap.
Christie remains in, number 2. Hands this time. It's McQuitter, and he is
hand off to number 4, Josh McQuitter.
Down to about 2 yards shy of the first down. To the 33-yard line. Actually, he's a yard shy of the first down. Yeah, got about a yard, huh?
Bring up 3rd down and 12.
Excuse me, 12. I keep thinking they're right at the. Sorry about that.
We're looking at the sticks on the other side of the field.
One. That's right.
One has more orange than the other.
Yes.
It's been confusing all night.
And that's not going to get anything done. Parker.
Parker's trying to make it around on the left-hand side.
They put him in on obvious pass situations. He ran it there and barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
And now they're on a 3rd and long. Fultondale converted 3 4th downs tonight. They are 0 for 7 on 3rd downs.
It's kind of an odd stat.
It's an interesting philosophy. But, hey, when you have 3rd and longs and you think you're going to go for it on 4th down, you don't have to get all of it in one game. Pick up 4 or 5, and it makes that 4th down a little bit more manageable.
Parker drops, throws, one-on-one coverage, caught, touchdown. How about that? 3rd and 12, Travis Jackson Jr. threw it up for grabs, one-on-one, and Jackson wins it.
Hey, that's one of those plays. If you're on the sideline, you're a receivers coach. You say your quarterback is struggling. He needs someone to go make a play, and he made a play on that ball. They were both fighting. You see center point's defensive back wanting an offensive pass interference call. I could have seen a flag thrown, but there was a lot of fighting going on both ways there, and he just got out-pushed for it. And he found the ball after finding some separation and ran the rest of the way into the end zone. Big-time play.
Cortez Polnight was the defender. Now they'll go for 2, obviously. They don't have a snapper that they can rely on. 32-19. Lewis, reverse. They'll throw it. And it's caught. Did they give it to him? Caleb Parker on the receiving end of that.
A little bit of a Philly special play right there.
The throwback.
Boy, a scary.
Got it, yeah.
Scary bent back, but yeah, I can't believe he held on to that ball. Really, really impressive catch from a quarterback.
Unbelievable. Let's go to Chris Osborne on the sideline. Chris?
It's a bit of a contortionist act right there. It looked kind of dangerous, but he held on to that ball. They immediately, as you said upstairs, wanted to go for 2, and you could see the joy in the coach's eyes. He sees a glimmer of hope, and now might have a chance to bring this game back to something respectable and even have a chance.
So 32-21 is the score now, with 1:55 to go in the third quarter.
If you're Fultondale, your message right now is you can't have any, like, you have the coach counting his players. You don't want any penalties. You want to find, make sure you're covering your lanes and not have a big return here. Let your defense get on the field in a position where Center Point doesn't have to go just 30 yards for a touchdown. They've been playing well enough to keep you in this game. It's an 11-point game. It's by no means over. Fultondale has the momentum, too. This side of the stadium has maybe more noise than it's had all night.
Cayman Cunningham and Lomax are back deep. Lomax had a long run for a touchdown. They're going to kick it away from him to Cunningham's side, and that'll be a penalty, and they'll get the football in great field position. So, Fultondale still fighting under Jake Hogan, not surprising. And he's very upset with the kicking on that, to just kick it out of bounds away from somebody.
There's got to be a little bit of the game plan.
Yeah.
And they've done it multiple times tonight. They've had fortunate bounces where it's dead end when it hits the ground. That one skipped across the turf a little bit more. And it looks like Center Point is going to take a 5-yard penalty and make him re-kick it.
There's Hogan there.
Against the Wildcats.
And that'll go against the Wildcats. They'll have to kick it again, I guess.
That's the receiving team's decision when that happens.
Yeah.
Automatically, you get it at the 40-yard line. And Center Point wants them to have a chance, and if you keep kicking it out of bounds, you keep going backwards.
And now they flip-flop and put Lomax on the other side. Let's see if Fultondale notices that. Cunningham is now in the middle of the field. He's got all kind of room over here on the left. He could kick it, Caleb. And he kicks it right to Lomax, who's got it at the 30. He never saw him. 40, 45. He's about to do it again. 50, 45, 30. Lomax down at the 7. There is a flag down near midfield. But they flip-flop, put Lomax on that side. They never picked up on it, and he made them pay.
Yeah, confidence in your return man, right? That is going to come back. I think there is a legal block there on this side.
A flag on the field.
End up setting him back about 50 yards here, and Fultondale is going to actually, once again, have a little bit of a better chance defensively.
Personal foul, block below the belt.
Going to be a personal foul.
Blindside.
Oh, blindside, excuse me.
Eagles.
Should be 15 yards. They'll be all the way back at the 34.
So a blindside block there.
Which will be Center Point's worst field position of the night.
And that'll mark them, we think, inside the 35. We'll see what they do. So another break for Fultondale. There's the band getting into it as they are only 11 points down. 32-21.
He's going to back him up to the 31-yard line where it's going to be first.
There's a 19-yard penalty.
I didn't know those existed.
Or 18-yard, I guess. And now there's a Fultondale player on the ground. So I don't know if it's a cramp or what's going on with that. He just fell down. Obviously, we've had no action here.
Said he was ready to go for another play, and you made him walk all the way to the end zone, and you're going to make him walk all the way back, and that's when the cramps hit him. That's got to be frustrating as a player.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cramps going on this night. Not the hottest of nights, but also it's not like it's in the 60s as well. And this is obviously a cramp, and it's just gripping at that muscle as the team is taking a knee. But I think that's all this is.
So that won't officially go down as a 70-yard penalty by any means for Center Point, but that is kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
And penalties are racking up now. They have 85 yards worth of penalties tonight. That includes two offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, but still, that's something that Center Point wants to clean up. And you hope that maybe it's a little bit of rivalry, young guys, it just happens, you get rid of it by next week. But I know win or lose, that'll be a focus for Center Point.
Cameron White, the big defensive end, is the one cramping, and he's not in the game. Autry throws it out. They get it to the tall wide receiver. He makes a man miss. He jumps, and he's got a first down on that far side. Justin Fagans, the 6'4 senior wide receiver.
And that is how the play calls you need.
Look at that block.
To stop a defensive front from coming straight into the middle every single time. Quick pass to the outside.
Braylon Bruno with a devastating block out there. Second down and 10. Excuse me, first and 10. They got second down up there, but they have the chains moved. Autry looking, shuttles it to Bruno. He got a great block. Now he's going to have a nice run. He's inside the 30 or right at it. So he's got 29 yards on that play. Watch the shuttle.
Great little shuttle pass there. And a great shot to see once he caught that shuttle pass. Keep your eyes, secure the catch, turn, look forward, and there was a bunch of green in front of him. Just like that, 2 pass plays, nearly 40 yards. Center Point's back in business to take control of this game once again.
So Bruno takes control after that great block to Keith Fagans. First and 10, 2 plays, big chunks of yardage. Handoff Cable, made the first man miss. He's still on his feet to the 25. More electrifying than it appeared, but he'll get about 4 yards there as he made the first guy miss. Watch this.
Fultondale continues to be there in the backfield.
That was Elon Fletcher, the center as well, playing some backup defensive tackle, and he just whiffed on Caleb with those quick feet. Heading to the fourth quarter, 32-21. All right, let's go to Matt Coulter.
We're here with Center Point Mayor Bobby Scott, making a real concerted effort between city and school, especially now that you've got the new Coach King.
Right. Yeah, we are glad to have Coach King, glad to have him participating in the community and, keeping our city motivated. So it starts with the city, works with the kids, works with the schools, so it's all one unit.
You want to see some guy on the sideline. I've seen him for 3 quarters. Coach King is one disciplinarian, and I think his team's starting to catch on.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's needed. The boys are great athletes, and we just need to stay on the same page. And I think Coach King has made a great example of that over the last, since he got here.
What's in the future for Center Point, the city?
We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of infrastructure updates, and, discussing public safety, different things like that, normal city stuff. But at the base of it all is taking care of our kids, our program, and our seniors, making sure our residents have a good quality of life.
Don't see many mayors with Air Jordans and walking around with a camera. Are you a pro or you're just doing it for fun?
I do have a business. I started here in the Little League Parks with Center Point and just expanded out, went to the middle school, went to the high school, and at any sporting events, I'm here supporting the kids.
And the county supports you too, Jefferson County School System. And this broadcast, Jeffco Ed TV, is all part of the county.
We appreciate it. Everything that's provided to our kids in our schools to help us move forward is always appreciated. So thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right.
All right, Matt. As we begin the fourth quarter, 32-21. Center Point on the drive. 2 big plays. Caleb knocked down there inside the 25, though he goes. So he'll get 3 yards there. Before he was brought down by Wayne Nelson and Cedric Pearson.
Two big pass plays, then 2 back-to-back runs. They're still trying to rely on that run game, but 3rd down and short, you got to make sure your safety is ready for something over the top right here.
Handoff, Caleb, right side, bounces it out. Got a great block. Still on his feet on the outside. Makes 1 man miss. He's to the 2-yard line. Another great block out there. This time I think it was Dontavius Acuff with a good block.
As great as
really
night,
all the wide receivers.
As Cable has had, that is actually his longest carry of the night, 22 yards. And he wants it again. He's a little winded, but he knows he's close to the goal line. He's smelling that second touchdown.
Again, Cable's 5'5", 155. Very quick, obviously.
And hard to find.
Yeah.
Once you get past that defensive line, it's hard for a linebacker to spot him.
Handoff Caleb. That's an easy walk. He could have run to the Civic Center before being touched. Touchdown, Eagles, 38-21. Caleb with his second score of the game.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Fultondale not make any sort of push on the defensive line in a while. It looked like they were winded a little bit after that long third down pickup and being able to impose their will again with Center Point's offensive line, take control of the game, extend this lead back out. It got a lot tougher after that drive for Fultondale to finish off a comeback in this one.
Gomez is on for the extra point. 38-21, trying to make it 17, and he does. He's been perfect tonight. 39-21. Center Point on top. 10:44 to go in the fourth. You're watching Jeffco Ed TV.
Are you ready for a fun-filled journey through some of your favorite stories? Join us with Jeff Coed's Storybook Adventures. From the inspiring Let the Children March, highlighting Black History Month, to the heartwarming friendship between Maddie and Sophia in Maddie's Fridge, and the spooky thrills of Jasper the Rabbit and Creepy Carrots. There's something for everyone. Dive into the magic of reading with us. Perfect for pre-K through third grade adventures. These stories are read by members of your very own Jeff Coed family. You can tune in right here on Jeff Coed TV or our social media.
(39-21), Center Point back on top as they answer Fultondale's touchdown. And they're set to kick away here on this evening that's getting cooler by the moment, and you won't hear any of our crew complain about it. There's Lewis on the return to the 22, and he's drugged down right there by the Eagles on some good coverage on the kickoff return. So here comes Fultondale. And again, I think Jake Hogan, the coach, is glad his team is scoring, and I don't mean that the way it sounds. He is. They were shut out. But he's got a backup snapper. They've had some errant snaps. They've had a pick six against them with Caleb Parker. They haven't played clean, but they've still played, and they've hung in. There's a flag on the field, by the way. And I think he's got to like Caleb, how his team keeps responding to the adversity that's happening, because he's in his second game of a rebuild.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that there's been a lot of issues that you look at, and it's extremely correctable, right? I mean, you can almost point directly to almost every single one of Center Point's touchdowns, every single point that's on the scoreboard pretty much, to a mistake by Fultondale. And sometimes, yeah, that's almost harsh to say, but as a coach, you're looking at that like these are correctable mistakes.
Yeah.
The snaps, the penalties, the big fourth down plays. You know, that they've converted a couple of fourth downs and both of them for touchdowns. So you're one or two plays and one or two mistakes away from this score switching.
I think somebody threw a punch, and they're out. Jermel King's trying to get an explanation, but I think the official is going to throw somebody out of this game. Chris is down there, and he's got more on it. Maybe Chris saw it. Chris, did you see that?
Hey, guys. So what I saw was it looked like a player attempted to hit one of his own players on the back of the head as a congratulatory kind of action, but he missed, and it kind of grazed the face mask of the other player, and I think the ref caught that in them. That's what looked like it was a punch thrown, but that wasn't exactly what happened.
All right, and in the end, though, they are writing it down like that. It will be what happened, and that player is likely gone. I didn't see what number it was or anything, but we'll see what they come up with as we've got a stoppage of play. And maybe they have to throw that anyway, Caleb, even if it's, because they don't know the intent, right? So
if someone saw the contact and a swing, they're going to call it.
Yeah.
Unless they were staring at him and saw the entire thing. And that's hard to ask of an official.
It'll be a personal foul and then also an ejection. We don't know what number, though.
He's going to go against the Eagles.
So the penalty, they say, is against 15 for Center Point. So we'll get that in just a moment. First down and 10. Football at the 47. Parker is in, hands to Lewis. Lewis dances inside. Good tough running. 4 yards there on that left side.
Fultondale, you're getting to the point where you either have to really, really rush, try to take some shots down the field, or, again, you have to sit here and think, we're not getting 18 points in one play. You have to score to even have a chance, so make sure you score first and then figure it out from there.
Parker, hands again, Lewis again. Find a great running room, so that Fultondale offensive line starting to oppose their will. That's very close to a first down, if not a first down. Man, that's right at it.
No measuring. They seem confident it's right at that yard marker. So.
Yeah. It's just shy of the 43, so I guess he's got to get to the 43. About a half football shy. Parker's still in. We've seen Ross Christie in these kind of situations. Handoff again. That time got mixed up. Look at Lewis drag his man, and I think he's got the first down.
I kind of thought they had it last time, too. It looks like they're putting him right at the line of scrimmage. I think you
yeah.
got to pull the chains out for this one, though. Man, he gets thrown forward. I think
they marked him back a little bit.
They're not measuring it at all.
Yeah. Looks like right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Christie now coming in.
Coaches allowed to ask for a measurement. I mean, you're looking, they start on the 47. The 43 is your first down, and it feels like they've been on the 43 for 2 straight snaps.
The play clock going down. Christie with everybody standing there, but got the first down. An awkward play, but they'll get the first down of about 3 yards on that right side.
I'm surprised they didn't go to him on third down. But, again, that's kind of been their MO, right? They don't get the third downs, they get the fourth downs.
Now we got cramp issues, I'm guessing, on Center Point's side of things, as the Big Uglies got to get back in playing shape here. That's not an indictment of them. The big guys always have more issues with this than the smaller guys.
I thought you were talking about me up here. And
no.
I was like, I needed a break. I'm cramping up here in the box.
No. It looks like it's Kennedy Rice, maybe, 22, down there on the field, and they're stretching him out. So no severe injuries. Now he's got his hands on his head because that doesn't feel good, a cramp. We've all had it.
And stretching it out hurts even worse,
yes.
But it makes you feel better, I promise, in the long run.
In a minute. So here's what we got next week. We got a good one. Corner and Winona. That'll be at Corner. So the Dragons and the Yellow Jackets coming in.
Yeah, that's the start of region play for both teams. 2 teams that are probably going to be 2-0 next week as well. Corner currently leads Dora 36-6. That's late in that game. And Winona is up 21-0 in their game, trying to improve to 2-0. So could have 2 unbeaten teams starting region play next week. I expect we're going to have a good one.
And Rice is limping off the field as he stretched out a little bit. And here come the Wildcats. 8:25 to go in the fourth. 39-21. Parker throws a little slant, got his man. Jackson dancing and not running forward, so he'll be marked down at the 38. Another penalty flag as some tempers are flaring again So somebody's going to get a personal foul in here. Face mask on the Eagles.
I had a lot of talking from the Center Point players over there, and it kept going too. Not a single ref saw it. Surprised it didn't. It could have been another 15 yards. Looks like Coach Shaw is pulling him out of the game, though.
Let's go to Chris Osborne. Chris?
Okay, guys, let's talk
That's
about
going to move the ball to the 25-yard line.
First Christie, right here on the football field, we've got his dad, Wilbur Christie, but he also is making an impact on the baseball diamond.
Yeah, we had a great summer last summer. He's going to be a high-ranked player in the PBR system, 2029 class. So we're looking forward to that.
And young team here on the football field, but he's making an impact. He's a freshman.
Yeah, freshman, ninth grader, first time playing. Glad to be back on the football field.
That's the hand off to number 4.
Glad to be back here.
Joshua Quarter.
Making an impact. He loves both
Flag on the
sports.
play.
He's going to be in the future.
All right, thanks so much for your time, Wilbur Christie, father of Ross Christie.
Thank you very much. And the Wildcats now inside the 15 after a long run there. And another flag is down, I see, at the foot of the officials. So we'll see what this indication is.
An unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Wildcats.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Fultondale. You don't want to do that when you're driving the ball. And timeout is on the field, and Jake Hogan will let them know about it. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. 39-21, Center Point in control, 7:49 to go. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Introducing the brand new app for Jefferson County Schools. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket. This is the home screen. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom left to see all the menu items. To turn on push notifications, tap Settings, select Notification Preferences, and allow notifications. Tap Subscriptions to subscribe to your school. The Events section shows a list of events throughout the school. You can use this button to add an event to your calendar, or tap here to share the event with friends and family. The feed is where you'll find updates from administration about what's going on throughout the school, whether that's celebrating a student's success or reminding you about an upcoming.
Fultondale back on the field after the penalty, and they hand it to Lewis again off the left side, and he picks up some yardage. Actually, that's McWhorter with that run. He's been a backup, had a handful of carries, giving Lewis a rest. So it is third down and about 13. Football at the 27-yard line. They've got to get just inside the 15.
Yeah, what happened on the last play before the penalty, they actually marked him just short. I thought he had a first down, 15 yards, just sent him back 15 yards, but instead made it 2nd and inches, back to 2nd and 15, and now 3rd and long.
That's
a big penalty.
Is. Yeah, that just kill you. Screen, they've got it set up. Explosive play, and he's down to the 12. Very close, and I think he's got the first down. Is George Lewis. Nice play.
It's the second time they've pulled that out, and it's worked
both times.
Twice now.
Yep. Should have the first down.
You would love to see Caleb Parker be able to throw the ball down the field a little more, but again, this is a building process for him and this offense. You take a 15-yard pass, even if it's a little swing pass, a shovel pass, a screen pass. Those big plays you have to be able to convert. And they've done it so far.
Parker, and again, he's a true freshman. Hands off, breaking inside and getting about 4 or 5 on that right side is Lewis again. He's been a workhorse tonight. I don't know how many carries you've got him for, but it looked like he's got 20 at least, right?
He's only up to 14, and again, that's because McWhorter has come in and taken some of that. Obviously, Christie taking some carries.
Yeah.
Been
and
heavy
the
run
big
for both of them.
Came from the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give the officials timeout.
52-yard touchdown to get them within 8 right before the half. 39-21 the score here with 5:55 to go. And another break here, timeout. Matt Coulter's got some information for us. Matty, what do you got?
Y'all have all been through them, and you've heard them, been a part of them. A little prayer meeting. Come to Jesus. And that's what Coach King just had with Center Point, telling his team not to retaliate, keep your cool. And by the way, fellas, he actually used Jeff Coed TV as some motivation. He said, you don't want to be acting like that on camera. So, Jeff Coed TV.
There you go. A lot of people watching, and it lives on videotape forever.
That is today's world, right? And it's always, I mean, it doesn't happen that much on high school level. I mean, they still have cameras on them everywhere now, even just for practice and scouting and training and everything. But like college, even the pros, it's like when someone tries to get away with something, like, what do you think you're going to get away with? There's like 12 different angles of everything you do. So, yeah, I like that little bit of a motivation tactic. We're happy to be a part of it.
So under 6 minutes to go, but again, this is about getting better. It's about improving, and I think that Fultondale would have to feel good about this game and the way it's going. Center Point's going to feel good about the win, obviously, and I'm not trying to be that guy that they're still going to be 0-2, but they got better. And I think that's why you see them running here, trying to get something going, get some toughness. George Lewis there, so I think that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, this is the kind of drive that we haven't really seen from either team tonight. It's very sustained, picking up the plays where you need to, a little bit at a time. This is about to be their 8th play. It would be their longest drive of the night. And again, you can't come back without the first score. Score and then figure out how much time do we have and go from there. Now, they are out of timeouts, and they've run a lot off play clock before each snap. But
ball fake this time over the middle. Had a man, but he just missed him a little tall. As again, he was trying to find Jackson. He's loving Jackson tonight.
Yeah, that's a good throw because it is high, and it looked like it went through his hands.
Yeah.
But putting it up in the air, have your receiver go up and try to make a play themselves. Put it to where only your receiver can get it. That's where you're supposed to throw that ball pretty much every time. Good
coverage by Justin Lomax, too, we should point out. But a bang-bang play. So now, 4th down, you got to go for it, right? You're not kicking field goals, especially with your snapper being injured. Here we go.
And there's no timeout, so they need to get this snap off.
Throw out in the flat, touchdown. They just threw it out in the flat to Lewis. He outran everybody on that side, and Fultondale has put 27 points on the board.
Boy, just keep it simple. That's a great throw, too.
Yeah,
14 is in his face. Lead him over there. Put it right over his shoulder. That's a great play coming straight into your living room there. Great shot of that touchdown as well. That's
really nice play.
Very calm, collected play by a freshman quarterback who has, I mean, we've been on him a little bit, maybe some high expectations for a kid, but he's improved, it feels like, throughout this game. And if he keeps doing that throughout this season, I don't see any reason why he won't stay as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, Christian May, the defensive end, trying to run backwards to Lewis running forward. That is no contest. So going for 2 here, obviously. Looking, running, just short. They tried to find something. Parker didn't like what he saw and tried to run it in, and Center Point holds. But it's 39-27, a 12-point deficit now.
Yeah, by no means do you want long drives when you're trying to come back, I guess, but that is a 5-minute, 18-second drive. That is not something we've seen tonight by either teams.
Right?
Yeah, and that is a drive that they are going to be proud of no matter how the final 5 minutes of this game goes.
Yeah. They kind of imposed their will. They controlled the ball. They battled back from a, 2nd and 15 after a penalty and still scored. So that will be one that the coaching staff of Fultondale will probably use as motivation to show, hey, there's no quit here. We've got an injury on the field, so let's take a quick break and come back with more. 5:02 to go. Center Point in control, 39-27 over Fultondale.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
it's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile, making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. They were excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
Welcome back to Fultondale. The Wildcats, a beautiful stadium here. As those are being built all over the Jefferson County school system area, they'll be kicking it away. And Centerpoint will be returning. Now let's see if do you chance a squabbler here and try to recover it, right?
I would do a straight onside kick. Don't worry about pooching it because that clearly didn't work early. No chance of a return. And, even if they recover it, you're thinking at worst they start at the 50, which is kind of their average field position at this point.
Yeah. You don't want to kick it to Lomax, I know that. So ready for the kick as he gets the signal. And they'll try it. And just deadening it right there. Falling on it for Centerpoint, number 22.
Not a bad onside kick. It bounced.
No.
It just bounced, right at somebody.
Yeah.
But he had a great reaction. It's not a lot of guys who are going to come up cleanly with that ball bouncing like that. We've seen snaps that are spiraling like that haven't been caught.
Kennedy Rice with that catch. Jeff Coed needs your help shaping the future of the district. We're about to begin the process of reviewing our current strategic plan as well as setting our goals for the next 5 years. A very important part of that is getting feedback from our parents, our students, teachers, and administrators. If you work for Jeff Coed or you have a child that attends one of the schools, be sure to check your email for a link to our strategic plan survey, answer a few short questions, and make a difference for tomorrow. All right, so here comes Centerpoint. I would think they're going to try to deaden this thing out with 5 minutes. Well, they added time back to the clock, didn't they, a little bit? 5 minutes, a couple of seconds. 39-27. Autry hands, Caleb. He's not your prototypical guy you try to kill the clock with. And he got swarmed under, and there's a flag down.
Flag on the play.
Could be a big flag going either way, really. Because you're thinking one first down without Fultondale having any timeouts is essentially a point where you're limiting possessions with every first down you get.
Let's see what the call is. Personal foul against Fultondale.
Could be a personal foul against the Wildcats.
Jake does not want to see that when you're trying to get the ball back here and learn from this. So that's 15 yards that you got on a first down call where you stopped them.
Yeah, we were talking that Fultondale has been a little cleaner when it comes to false start procedure stuff. That's their 6th personal foul.
Yeah.
That penalty is going to move the ball to the 37.
And again, you can talk about how well Fultondale's defense has played and the bad positions that they've had to play in. I mean, they've certainly played better than allowing 39 points. Short fields, penalties, snaps. But those are the backbreakers.
Caleb's still in at tailback. Autry's still at quarterback. And the clock just running down. They'll wait till they get very close to probably inside 10 seconds for sure before they even get down. You don't want your lineman sitting like that too long. Snap at about 7. There's Caleb. He breaks in the secondary. 30, 20, still on his feet. Drugged down near right at the 15-yard line. And there's a flag down on that far side. Maybe a hold. We'll see. We'll see what that is. Definitely holding against Centerpoint. So that nice run will be erased.
A flag that comes out during a play. I'm not sure. We've had
We
2 of those. So they've been before or after plays. We haven't seen many come out during plays.
So that'll bring it back to the 30, just by the 36-yard line or so. 4:08 to go in this game.
One of those rare 1st and 9s. And again, because we're not under a minute, even with that flag, they could tick off another 20 seconds here.
Yep. And they'll be under 10. Snap at 6. Caleb, right side, got a lead block, stays behind him. Nice job of running, staying inbounds. And he'll be knocked down at about the 28-yard line. So a 9-yard gain there.
You can tell they're trying to get him a lead blocker on these after Fultondale's been blowing up some of the plays in the backfield. Telling him to be patient, get behind your lead blocker. He's going off now, and we'll see if that was his last carry of the game. If it was, he certainly had an impressive night and a big run there that feels like almost a clincher over the past couple of plays.
Damon Canty, fresh legs in as the freshman. They mark it on the 29, so about a yard and a half shy. They'll hand to Canty. He bounces outside. He's got all kind of running room. Great kick-out block over there as well. I'll tell you what, the wide receivers, Akoff came out there and kicked his defender out, and that got you a first down.
I was going to say 1 first down felt like a clincher, 2 first downs doesn't just feel like a clincher. That is a clincher right there. That one, Fultondale needed a stop over these last couple possessions, and they couldn't find one. And credit to Center Point's offense. They never slowed down. Didn't matter if they were starting on their own 20 at midfield, at that Fultondale's 10-yard line, they kept moving the ball. Outside of snaps and penalties, they've pretty much only had positive plays tonight. Really impressive performance, especially after being shut out last week.
First down and 10 for Center Point. Low snap, fall on it, and they do. Don't try to pick it up, do any heroic things.
Quarterback's going to fall on top of it.
I got to stop saying good things about these offenses because it always happens immediately after I say something.
Clock at 19. We're under 2 minutes to go. Jamel Acorn, a very late addition to the defensive line for Fultondale. They'll snap it, and I think he made the play. It was at least in there. Cleaning it up was Rodriguez King, who's been on a lot of plays.
Yeah, since those first couple of drives when Fultondale really started focusing in on the run, they've been in the backfield, and King has led the way.
Clock
Again,
a minute 26. I'm sorry.
A lot of positives to take if you're Fultondale, even if you're looking at the
absolutely.
scoreboard. There's been a lot of good plays, a lot of plays that you would want corrected and not to repeat in the next 8 weeks of the season, but a lot of positives and a lot of good plays from this young team.
Number 1 on that list is not giving up, not folding when something bad happens.
I'd argue Ross Christie's number 1 on the list, but I understand your perspective.
Yeah.
And
But the second half has been, 18-14 Center Point, I think, off the top of my head, scoring. So much closer.
And that's
first
with 9
half.
points happening in the first 2 minutes of the second half.
Yep. So timeout on the field with 58 seconds to go. Next week again, Winona Corner should be unbeaten teams, region play, as Caleb pointed out, and that should be a really good one to do at Corner. Last year they didn't like us coming there because they were undefeated, if I remember correctly.
Undefeated in region play, yeah.
And Briarwood was winless and kind of took it to them, and that set off Briarwood for the rest of the year. It didn't hurt Corner, though, as they went 10-2 in the playoffs. But we'll see if they can give us a better show next week against Winona.
Yeah, that was a game that Corner had an opportunity to clinch their first region title in 30 years, I believe.
Many years, yeah.
And they ended up still having a share of that title. And, you know, however the tiebreakers fall is how they fell. But you know they are hoping to get one outright this season.
We're under a minute to go, and it's just a matter of what the final score will be. 39-27. Center Point will win this game and go 1-1. Fultondale 0-2. They send Canty out. They throw it out to Canty. Wow. He got it. Well, you say that, and Canty scores a touchdown. That stings a little bit with 58 seconds to go. He went in motion, and then Autry threw it to him, and they had a kick-out block and scored it.
Yeah,
Great blocking by the wide
the
receivers.
throw, I don't know. You might say he led him towards the end zone, but it almost was a little errant, and he chased it down. Canty chased it down. You saw Fultondale's defense when he went in motion. Everyone kind of looked at each other like didn't know what to do. No one followed him out there. No one was ready. And they only had 2 defensive backs on that side, and they both were picked up by blockers pretty easily.
Another great block. Justin Fagans just knocked his man down. Very
Using that
physical play by the wide receivers of Center Point. Gomez on for the kick. It is up, and it is good again. So the score looks a little worse, 46-27, as Center Point answers
Wildcat player down on the
there
field.
at the end, and we got another Wildcat player on the field. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Oh, it's a base hit right up the middle over Brody Black's head. She got it, but a little bit under. No, that's gone.
1-1 tie, bottom of the 17th. Tanner Vaughn throws, ground ball, left field, Combs, ball game.
The Jeff Coed Secondary Teacher of the Year is Mrs. Nastasia Law, Minor High School.
And there's a nice pass over the middle. That will go for the touchdown. Woodall going deep. He's got a man. That's a great pass. Is that a touchdown? He got it. What a touchdown. Hand off to Johnson. He's got a big hole. He could be gone. Johnson, you're not catching him. He's going to the mall. The ball gets loose. Washington, he might score. That's the wildest touchdown, right?
Give you some momentum going into the quarter,
There's
too.
an en route touchdown. Dangling the ball, sprinting down the sideline. Posey is gone. Got protection over the middle.
Interception.
High throw,
Interception.
and it's intercepted by the Blue Devils. That's Dante Williams. And he might go all the way. Injured player is back off with some cramp issues. They'll get him some water, and there's a errant fall on it. Fultondale tried to catch it off the foot, went to the turf, and that'll be Center Point's ball on a kick that they really weren't expecting to recover that kind of night for some of the special teams
The
for
Eagles already covered their own kickoff.
Yeah, that feels like that kind of night, and there's a certain point where you see that ball bounce off your knee, and you know the situation the game's in. You just say, that's kind of that, and that's kind of the night. And you're going to have that kind of play, that kind of drive, that touchdown just before the kickoff. and looking up at the final score, and it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. But come Monday, you're going to be able to look back at this game and say, we have a lot of things that make us feel like we're prepared for region play. And not to mention the fact that they've played 2 5A schools and they're 4A, which can only help going forward as well.
Courtney Buchanan is in as a new end, replacing Cameron White, who went out with some cramps a few plays ago. Autry will take a knee. I hate that for the stat guy. You lose about 8 yards just with a snap, right?
I'm just not even marking it down. Autry with a great game, though, tonight.
Yeah.
He wasn't asked to do a lot through the air. 7 for 10, and a bunch of big plays along with that. 201 passing yards.
Wow.
2 touchdowns. Obviously, 2 touchdowns that were backbreakers, that very first one, and then that last one on the swing pass. Xavier Cable, 22 carries, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Bulk of that coming in the second half as well. Big night for Center Point's offense after being shut out last week. A big response from them to get prepared for region play. You've officially got your first win under a new coach and a new era after George Bates.
That's right. So, the final 46-27. Fultondale losing this one tonight to Center Point. Good game. Both teams battling hard. There's a good look at Coach Jake Hogan as he'll shake the hand of Draymel Green right there. Draymel King right there. And Center Point gets the big win. We'll have interviews with them in just a moment as both teams shake and show the sportsmanship from these two teams that are very close in proximity. All right, so we're waiting on the coaches. You got some scores over there? You wanna? Oh, we got Matt Coulter's down there with Draymel King.
Coach, might have been a little bit too colorful for you there at times, but overall, win's a win. You win by 19. Pretty good victory, first of the year.
Yes, sir. I'm very happy to get my first victory here. I think our guys played well after taking defeat last week. It's good to see them get a win, but I just must say this is not a happy win because we got to do better with all around football, character, discipline, all of it.
Did you know going into the season you'd be a team of big plays, particularly on your kickoff return?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We have talent, and once again, we just got to be able to play more under control, get outside of the eye and play more for the team. And I know I keep going back to that, but I'm just really disappointed in our guys tonight.
Were you telling them anything in the locker room that you hadn't told them on the sideline I heard earlier?
I'm pretty much telling them the same thing I told them at halftime, the same thing I'm telling you guys. I feel like that is not the team that we are. We're much more disciplined, and we have better character than what we showed today.
Good luck next week. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Draymel King there, Center Point, getting his first win there. Of course, came over from West Blockton. Again, Center Point's been to the playoffs 4 straight years. All right, so we got good stuff coming up next week. Winona and Corner. Again, be sure you join us there for that game. Both teams should be undefeated, as Caleb's nodding and just checked the scores. And that should be a big region game at Corner. We'll have all the action for you there from Jefferson County. For all the crew here, for Caleb Turntine, Matt Coulter, Chris Osborne, John Rocket directing, and John Huddleston, our executive producer, we'll say so long from Fultondale. The final again, 46-27. Center Point 1-1, Fultondale 0-2. We'll see you again next Friday from Corner. Thanks for watching Jeff Coed TV.